Me dep on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. You email me a brief so silent, but the conversation seem no private. Me dep on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. As a young thing give me excitement, hard to keep this secret quiet. The royal boy is here, he be chilling on the pier. The weather so smooth, so nice, with a light young rum and ice. Say step on the island, no fear, no judgment on the island, it's clear. When Maxwell bring a surprise, we receive the package in a small size. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. You email me a brief so silent, but the conversation seem no private. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. Cause a young thing give me excitement, hard to keep this secret quiet. See a man in a wheelchair appear, him with a short gal vibing right near. A statesman just come off him flight, with a young thing on him left and right. There's a man a stand up at the gates, him want come in, he can't wait. Him look very smart and wise, foundation boy so nice. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. You email me a brief so silent, but the conversation seem no private. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. Cause a young thing give me excitement, hard to keep this secret quiet. Mr. Musa call late at night, him want come over, want and invite. Him have no vibes, we no rate till. And Maxwell tell a idiot say the party's done. We laugh cause smart get one STD. Him living too young, wild and free. From one Russian gal, intercourse. His wife no happy, she want divorce. Next day come around, it's safari time. We a enjoy, we self-relax and wine. Jeffrey a drive we round in a the Jeep. Him a chill guy, can't believe them call him a creep. Look how the monkey them a climb up and jump. Look on them go, them a climb and jump. Epstein Island a the place to be, if you want nature and animosity. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. You email me a brief so silent, but the conversation seem no private. Me up on Epstein Island, chilling on a Epstein Island. Cause a young thing give me excitement, hard to keep the secret quiet.
Gucci Marks generated this shit.
Gucci Marks generated this shit.
My big beautiful Bill, Bill, Bill. All the things that you can feel, feel, feel. You make me feel so alive, with that incredible size. My big beautiful Bill, 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 Bill. Do you still wanna Netflix and chill, 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 chill? We can watch Brokeback Mountain, that movie ended in a big ass fountain. My big beautiful Bill, Bill. Riding up and down that hill, hill, hill. And Hillary don't have to know about us. This some presidential, confidential ass love. My baby, beautiful Bill, Bill. This that love that can be killed, killed, killed. I wrote a special like in your name. Passing this eternal bipartisan flame. And I know you're a Democrat, I'm Republican, don't give a fuck about that. We were loving like Romeo and Juliet. West Side Story, baby, let's fake all that. We're together in these Epstein files. Presidential romance is still alive. Overlord this party, we were dancing. They say imports can't stop advancing. You didn't have sexual relations with that woman. I know I was with you in the White House booming. Secret Service knocking while we were coolin'. Tryna be quiet when that big bill moved in. Hit up, it ain't you just feel it, it ain't suiting. You better always lie me down or we be coolin'. Hey, game stronger than a giraffe on that grueling. When you with Dino, you know that thing be drooling. Bill, Bill. bill. You got a license for that drill. Listen, you my Billy Willy, boo. My Billy boy, whoopty snoopty woo. Billy, Willy, woo. Whoopty Billy, Snoopty, whoopty Snoopty woo. Billy boy, I think I love you. Whoopty woo, Snoopty Billy boo.
I gotta get the bag. I took a full load.
Test. Oh yeah. Are we getting immediate lag? Yeah, I love that. No, we good. What is up, everybody? What is up? We're back. Always Marco. It's a new ting. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for being here. Beyond, I see you in the chat with the membership. From now on, no more memberships. No more YouTube super chat. Streamlabs. That's it. That's all we want to see from now on. Streamlabs link in the chat. It's the best way to support. Stop letting YouTube take 30% of the donations and the support. Stop it. Better yet, straight to PayPal. Straight to the PayPal. Appreciate you guys for being here. Always good to see you. And today, as you know, we're going to be watching a horrible video that, it's crazy. This dude, Patrick Bet-David, he manages to just literally stack cringe content for me to react to. Today, shout out to Benjamin in my Discord. Join my Discord if you're not in there. It's free to join. I just put a link in the chat. Benjamin in my Discord notifies me Hassan Piker is reacting right now to my PBD impression again. Hey, super sticker. Thank you, Marley Mui. PBD pair character doing a shaka sign with his hand saying cool. Well, respect. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Namaste. Thank you.
You're fucking poor.
So yeah. Where's the thing? People were sending me this video, you got to react to Patrick Bet-David's Fatherhood Masterclass. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then in the time that I reacted to the Fatherhood Masterclass, or in the time that it's taken me to all right, here we go. We're going to do the Fatherhood Masterclass. Yesterday, I had probably 10 people send me on Instagram that I saw this video on Instagram. Obviously on Instagram, I'm saying Instagram as I say it. But a bunch of people sent me this video from a channel called, what is this channel? Sartaj something. Here, I'm pulling it up. Hold on. Thumbs up the ting in the meantime while you wait. Click like on the stream. It's a video of Patrick, and he's interviewing that Andrew Bustamante guy. The one who's the wrong button. The one who's the ex-CIA agent. Anyways, he's interviewing that guy, or he's hosting some debate. Something's going on. I don't know. What's going on? We don't know. So he has this guy on his show, and they're talking about this and that, XYZ, right? And save this email draft and then close this. Here, where's the most recent example of somebody sending it to me? For fuck's sakes. Here's somebody that sent it to me. All right. The thing is getting, I don't even know how many views it has. It doesn't show me on the desktop version of YouTube, but it has over 30,000 likes. So probably over 1 million, right? Sorry for this. Hold on. Properties, application, window. You know what? Let's get it out of the way. Let's get it out of the way. Who is it? Victor. Marco, do you have Bendar Pahlavi and Courage on the bingo card? I do not. But we're gonna bring up the bingo sheet for when we watch this Patrick Bet-David video, and I'll put the link in the chat so you guys can follow along and do the Patrick Bet David bingo along with us, right? Delete this background image that isn't there anymore and bring, which one do we want? This one? This one? All right, this one. So here's the video. Let's see if it plays the sound. Click this. All right, here we go. One sec. I know you can't hear it. Hold on.
We have Islam.
Okay.
So within Islam, we have.
All right. Ready? Here's the clip. Okay, 592K views. I lied. I can't see it. All right, here's the clip that 10 people at least have sent me.
To be paranoid about. Which of them would you give the biggest percentage all the way to the smallest? So you have these 4 categories. You have Islam.
Okay.
So within Islam, we have IRGC, Qatar, just include all of them. We have Israel, because, you know, Israel is also coming up a lot of different places. Then we have China, and we have Russia. Where does your paranoia lie the most for the next 10 years with these 4 different countries as well as Islam?
So first of all, right? You've listed countries, 3 countries, and then you list the entire religion of Islam. The Muzz Lumz, right? M-U-Z-Z. I'm going to put it in the chat. M-U-Z-Z space Lumz. Muzz Lumz. That's how he says it. I mean, that's just so stupid. It's like, what are you the most concerned about? China, Russia, Israel, or Buddhism? Huh? And also, it's so, like, look, I'm not religious. I think all of it's nonsense, okay? I'm not Muslim. I'm not Christian. I'm not Jewish. I'm not, I'm not none of it. Let's not act like there's not a big disparity between certain groups of religious folks and the rest. For example, within followers of Christ, you have how many different like sects or denominations? There's Catholics, there's Orthodox, there's Christians, there's Protestants, there's on and on and on. Then you've got within Islam, how many sects of Islam? It's a stupidly high number. 70? Islam is primarily Bombakla. No, there's no way. Islam is here. You're reading it same as me. Islam is primarily divided into 2 sects, Sunni and Shia. However, there are also independent branches like Ibadi, made it up, and Sufism, also made it up. When accounting for all theological offshoots, schools of jurisprudence, and subgroups, the exact number of sects is often debated, sometimes cited as over 70. So for him to be like, so what worries you more, right? Israel or Islam, is just like such a stupid framing of a question to begin with, But let's see how it's answered.
Just rank them in order and give like 45% would be Islam, 25 would be this.
Yeah, so China takes the massive chunk of pie for me. China is the #1 strategic threat to the United States.
What did you put on China?
50%.
Okay.
Islam, I gave 5%. I'm not worried about Islam. There are other countries that need to worry about Islam, but we're not one of them. Russia, I gave 20%, and then Israel, I gave 25%. So I am actually saying we should be more paranoid of Israel than Russia.
And Islam, 5 times Islam.
5 times Islam.
Let's start off with Islam first, and then we'll go to Israel. Why did you put Islam the lowest out of all of them at 5%?
I don't see Islam as a threat to the United States. And that's what I was seeing it as. Paranoid to me, right? What am I paranoid? It's not Islam. Islam is it's difficult for them to reach us with any significance. When they reach us, it's difficult for them to bypass our security systems, whether they're cybersecurity systems, police systems, border security systems, etc. Meanwhile, Israel actually has the ability to drag us into all sorts of shit that actually does impact us. We are all paying more money for oil right now because of Israel. We are all suffering under an international outcry against American leadership because of Israel. The whole world questions whether or not the president of the United States is even making his own decisions or whether he's a puppet of Israel. So Israel has an incredible ability to frustrate and put us in quagmire that Islam just doesn't have.
Okay, so what's the worst thing that Israel could do to us? Go a little further. So because you put 25%, that's a real threat. You put it bigger than Russia and Islam. So what are some things they could do to us?
So I'm not worried about Israel sending a bomb into New York. If that's what you're worried about, we're worried about different things. Israel could easily launch a false flag operation that sends us into a war. They can have an Israeli who poses as a Palestinian, who goes in and causes some kind of crazy shit in Syria, and now all of a sudden the entire United States is engaged in Syria because of something that Israel set up as a false flag. And that is something that the Mossad does all the time. They do it very well, very eloquently. They already selectively share intelligence with the United States, and the reason you selectively share intelligence is to create the opportunity for misdirection or malintent. So Israel's already involved in these kinds of operations at a very high success rate. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about them backstabbing the United
Yeah. What worries you more, Canada or people with asthma? Hilarious. What up, Beyond? Thank you, Beyond. Streamlabs didn't get the chat, Beyond. Super, you know, YouTube, don't let YouTube steal from you. Don't let them do it. But thank you, Beyond. Appreciate you. I'm also so glad that this dude, Andrew Bustamante, cut that long hair he had. It just, I didn't take him seriously with it.
United States. I'm concerned about them undermining our national interests. I'm concerned about them choosing, like they did with Iran, to escalate rhetoric about a certain issue that's more important to them than it is to us, that then goes on to affect us.
Okay, perfect. So then the infiltration of Islam, some say, to EU and what's happening to a lot of those countries, UK, you know, Germany, you're seeing it all over the place. And to the point where documentary, I mean, Rupert Lowe did a paper, the 250,000, you know, stories of girls being raped in UK, 87% being Pakistanis and Muslims, and then seeing what's going on in the U.S. right now with New York City. Mamdani wins history, individuals that also won. So that's not going into the financial capital of the world in the States. Do you have any concern of them? They're infiltrating the United States in the future?
So here, this is another thing I think is very interesting, right? Islam is the only thing on this list that's not a nation state.
It is.
It's a religion.
That's right.
I'm not worried about religion. I'm worried about people, and people identify sometimes as a religion. But it's interesting to me that we're actually weighing nation state threats against religious threats. So when we talk about Islamic people in New York, I don't see them as a threat just because of what they believe. That goes against American values. I see threats as nation states and transnational threats that self-identify, like Al-Qaeda, right? So I don't see Islam and Islamic people.
And if you notice, I put it as, consider it being IRGC, which is all the proxies, and consider Qatar, which Qatar is funding a lot of different things in the States. If we were to qualify that way, would your opinion change?
Possibly. I think it would change in how the number breaks down based on what we qualify.
But break that down from the Israel standpoint. So you put 25% Israel threat and you're paranoid about it. What are different things that they can do to harm us?
Israel can hack into our cyber systems. They can hack into our core water, power grid, you name it. I mean, China has hacked into our personnel records for the military. Israel is far more capable than China is in terms of cyber capability. They learn their cyber capability from us. They can rent their cyber capability from Russia. So when we talk about cyber attacks, space-based attacks, when we talk about influence campaigns, propaganda campaigns, the top of the list of capability is Israel. It's not all strapping bombs and flying in planes. It's much more sophisticated. It's sophisticated enough that they can cross a border into an enemy country and launch drones, right? We underestimate Israel's capability constantly. I don't know how many times you have to see pagers blow up before you realize Israel's far more capable than we believe they are.
Do you see them as an ally?
I see them as a country that is out for their own best national interests, and when you align with that, you're on their good side, and when you don't align with that, you're not.
Is it specific to Bibi or Israel, period?
I think it's both, but Bibi has taken it to the next level.
To be paranoid.
Okay, so you get it. That was a long-ass clip, but just nonsense. Like, look at these comments. Why is Islam being compared to countries? He tried so hard. I would say Israel 100%. Hang on. He named 3 countries and 1 religion. Why not just name 4 countries? Didn't realize Islam is a country now. What's the capital of Islam? Sharia? Hilarious. Is it just me or does PBD seem unintelligent? All his interviews feel like uninformed propaganda and therefore backfire on him. The whole premise makes no sense, and it's so easy. So it's easy to break apart. Good on his guest for calling that out. He's a paid Zaya. I mean, look at all this. So, do you think that something like Islam is gonna be worse for America than like he's the most self-hating brown guy from a Muslim country, Muslims from a Muslim country to begin with, right? So he did this. There was the thing with Rob. You know, Rob posted that video that I reacted to on the last stream, and now he's disabled his socials. People had notified me that Rob from the PBD podcast deleted his socials the day after posting that, and or 2 days later, I don't know exactly. And I emailed Rob, and assuming that it's actually him that replied, he is alive and did it willingly. So, you know, just wishing him the best, you know. Okay, let me read your guys' comments here. First of all, thank you to everybody that's here, all the mods, all the members. I appreciate you. Streamlabs link in the chat if you want to support the lawsuits. You already know. I'd sooner take parenting advice from Chris Benoit, says Monsoon Lagoon. Love that. Not dramatic at all. Val S, what up? Val S in the chat. Beyond, love to see you back. Always. Trixie, Marley Mewy. Sorry, I'm trying to just read random ones. Rick reviews. Peter Investments. Type shit. Okay. Benjamin. Somebody tell me why Benjamin isn't a mod yet. Countries and a religion. The Muzz Lumz. Also, why is he only talking about Persian Gulf states? I heard Marco is Druze. That's true. Specs. I heard Marco be the GOAT. Islam times 5 it. I was thinking about getting a summer home in Islam. Inshallah. Bumba clad. Thoughts on Sneeko? I like Sneeko. I do. You know what's interesting is all of these people that you could ask me about, pretty much everybody. Ask me about the Young Turks, I like them. Ask me about Anna Kasparian, I like her. Ask me about Candace Owens, I like her. Ask me about Sneeko, I like him. Ask me about Nick Fuentes, I like him. Ask me about Hassan Piker, I like him. The only people I don't fuck with, truly, are like Ben Shapiro, any of the Zionist Daily Wire motherfuckers, Patrick Bet-David. I'm chilling on Jordan Peterson, to be honest. Like, you know, I'm chilling on Fresh and Fit. I'm good on that. Ask me about it. I'm an open book. Ask me. But like, really, a lot of these people who have been designated as kind of like polar opposites politically or whatever over the last decade, think probably the biggest spectrum would be like, of the people I mentioned, probably Hassan Piker on one end and Nick Fuentes on the other end. I feel like with both of them, I get the sense that despite being so different, they both are doing what they think is right. Now I sound like Patrick Bet-David talking about CoffeeZilla. I think he's doing what he thinks is the right thing. But no, actually, like dead ass, I think they both believe what they say. And I think all of those people I mentioned are waking up to the fact that there really is no left and right. It's really just rich versus poor. Or rather, mega rich versus everyone else. Never mind even poor. And so that's something that has been refreshing to me. You know, like I saw that Anna Kasparian went on Candace Owens' podcast somewhat recently. And I thought that was cool because they're two people, during the episode, they talked about how they used to hate each other. And I thought it was really cool because I like both those people. Don't get me wrong. Nobody is perfect. The Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk is a time traveler and all that. You know, there's going to be cringe clips of people saying crazy shit and jumping the shark just by virtue of being on the internet for a long time. That's just going to happen, okay? So, you know, I can forgive that. I can forgive that. That said, I still have thought that, you know, I've thought she's good. And so, yeah, you know, anyways, you asked me about Sneeko. I like Sneeko. I saw him talking to Alex Jones recently, who I also like, and they were debating sort of. And one thing I noticed that I would like to sort of talk to Sneeko about or debate Sneeko about is anytime it gets to religion, anytime, even more so than politics, it just devolves into nonsense. Like, Alex Jones had said to Sneeko one thing about how come in your religion, you know, the prophet married a 9-year-old, something like that. And instead of addressing it, Sneeko just responded by being like, oh, well, how come in the Bible this character also had an underage bride? And it's like, I really despise that type of argument, debate tactic, where instead of actually addressing the thing that's being brought up, you deflect and talk about another thing that they also might have done, you know, appeal to hypocrisy, you know, to be like, oh, well, your religion also does a bad thing. Rather than both of y'all looking in the mirror and being like, yeah, you know what, maybe there's some fucked up, out-of-date, medieval shit in these books, and we should not take it so literally and take it so seriously. They would rather just deflect. That's something I hate about religion and religious arguments, is they seem to never be able to be critical, despite saying, we want you to ask questions. We want you. No, you don't really. You don't, because anytime something bad happens, they'll say God works in mysterious ways, or don't worry, it's all part of God's plan. And if the doctor helps your relative get better, they'll say thank God, but they won't say thank the doctor. And if things go good, it was God, and if things go bad, it was the devil, or there's a master plan and God works in mysterious ways, and God gave us free will, but somehow He still knows what the end goal of our decisions is going to be. Like, is it really free will if He already knows what the outcome is going to be? On and on and on and on. Read Christopher Hitchens. So anyways, I like Sneeko, though. I think he's a good guy, and I think Sneeko's kind of a cool case because you have been able to you can literally go watch Sneeko's like entire life since he was like a kid through YouTube. Like, he's literally been uploading since he was a kid, which I think is so cool, the time capsule element of it. And through that, you see people change and grow over time. And I don't admonish, him for being in this chapter of his life where he's like deeply rooted in Islam, it seems. But because it shows that he's looking for truth, he's looking for answers. And this is the same thing with people who are in MLMs. There's a few like decently big influencers with bigger platforms than me who 5 years ago were in a multi-level marketing company called I Am Academy that I was exposing, and they've been following me since that time because I helped them to wake up and get out of it, who then went on to become radicalized in different ways. And I noticed this pattern, sometimes people join one MLM and then they join another one, and then sometimes even another one. And it's because they still haven't found the answers they were looking for. And always be wary of this, Religions come telling you that they have all the answers if you would just pray 5 times a day, if you would just contribute some money to our church, if you would just on and on and on. MLMs promise you that they know the way. So I've seen some of these people who they thought they found the way with I Am Academy. It turned out to not be the way. And then they went and found the way in something else. Some of them became right-wing political content creators and joined like the Make America Great Again, America First movement. Some of them became, pretty prominent like Muslim influencers. They're still looking for the answers. And I don't know, I just feel like it's easy. It's easy to find tribes. It's easy to get tribalistic and feel like, oh yeah, the group thinks for me, or I think what we think, but just think for yourself type shit, think for yourself. Monsoon Lagoon says, me mom likes BB. So true. Peener Investment says, I wonder if PBD puts Teflon, then dope, or dope, then Teflon. Hilarious. Somebody in the chat says, Tate's arrested. Let me see. Is it true? Bomba clot. Crazy. You look at somebody like a Tristan Tate, right? Tate brothers arrested by U.S. Marshals on UK extradition request over R-word charges. Arrested in Miami. Oh, goodness. I mean, what's going to happen with this? Is it going to be like I don't even know what happened in the Romania thing. Did they ever did they ever go to trial? I know how this court shit can be too, not with criminal cases, but like with civil cases, it can just go on for years and years and nothing actually happens. And you're just living in anxiety the whole time and getting charged through the nose for nothing, for papers to be sent back and forth and nothing happens. No judge is even like really involved. So insane. Well, I know nothing about this situation. Also, somebody had left a comment, and it was on a clip I posted about the Matt Cox podcast I did. I posted this clip today. Still no Peaky Panny. Shout out to you. This is a follow-up from the stream on Wednesday or whenever that was, the last stream. Some of you who were here remember that I was showing a clip. Somebody in the chat alerted me to the fact that Matt Cox was on the Danny Jones podcast only a couple of days after he had filmed this podcast with me. And he sort of, the commenter in my chat said like, oh, Matt Cox was talking smack about you or whatever. And I didn't think he was talking smack about me, but he did seem like he was annoyed or thought that perhaps I was wrong in this pursuit against multi-level marketing companies because they're legal. And that's what he kept going back to, but they're legal, but they're legal. And so still no Peaky Panny dropped this comment and said, for him, Matt Cox, to respond and engage like this during your interview, only to go on that other podcast and behave as if you were annoyingly babbling about MLMs while defending them was so strange to me. I don't know, Marco. I think you're getting a taste of how phony the industry can be. In the meanwhile, we'll continue to thumbs up the thing. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, my king. You know, it's fine. Like I gave my thoughts on it on the last stream. Like, I get why Matt Cox, with his life experience, would feel that way or would think that and would make his decision based on whether something is legal or not rather than, you know, anything else. But it's fine. I mean, this is also why you don't see me do a lot of podcasts. I used to have a friend for many years who I'm like Patrick with David. I'm like, I knew a guy once, right? And he was somebody who you look at. Anyways, I knew this guy and it was, oh, sorry, Beyond. Beyond said he already did drop a bag on Streamlabs. My apologies if I missed this. Let me look. I'm so ashamed. Oh, yeah, Beyond. Oh, yeah. Sorry, how did I not see that? Was it before I went live? Beyond Storm Chasing dropped $10 and said, who the fuck is this guy? Thank you, Beyond. Much love. You're a legend. Appreciate you. Retro Bro donated $5 and said, my whole thing with the whole tax the rich movement is the requirement you need to then trust the government to appropriate the money correctly. Yeah, true. Did I miss that? Dono, on the last one? Oh, yeah, so I had a friend who for many years, he was just a clout demon. Like, he would follow, I don't know, bro. It's like he would go out to LA, for example, and be like, yeah, I'm with this guy in LA and we're following each other on Instagram now and we're going to do da-da-da-da-da-da. Or I'm in Vancouver now and I'm linking with this guy and he's going to blow up. And then when he blows up, I'm going to blow up. And I was like, I've always been of the mind frame that, like, if you can't do it by yourself from where you're at, you're never going to do it. When it comes to any sort of creative pursuit. I still have friends who tell me, oh, yeah, I want to do blah, 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 but I live in Edmonton. All of my biggest content was filmed in Edmonton. The friend that I had that I'm referring to, all his biggest moves were made from Edmonton. You can't let your geography limit you. You can't let you can't let that be an excuse. You can't let the fact that you don't have connections be an excuse, or that you don't, I'm here in Edmonton. I'm sitting here in a room in Edmonton. Okay, where's the camera? Here, webcam. I'm here in Edmonton, sitting in front of a green screen. Okay, let me turn off the green. I'm sitting here in front of a green screen in Edmonton with a ChatGPT generated image of Patrick Bet-David's studio background going, so when I was in the military and that's blowing up and, people that I've been an admirer of and a fan of for years are following me. Andrew Schultz followed me and shared my, video off that. Rory from Rory and Maul, who used to be on the Joe Budden podcast, followed me from that. A bunch of people, what's the name? Mick Jagger's son randomly followed me. Like a bunch of, the Hodge twins followed me. A bunch of huge accounts and stuff followed me and, offered me opportunities and things like that. Just because of me doing that, you can't let your geography be an excuse, And if you want more info about, content and growing with content, the link in the description is there for the Mission to Monetization, the free content workshop, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, sorry. Now we're going to get to this. The Patrick Bet-David Fatherhood Masterclass. It was called Fatherhood Masterclass, and it seems that maybe they're running a A/B test on the title name, because now it's called How Great Fathers Build Strong Children, Patrick Bet-David Fatherhood Webinar. And I wonder how this is different from his video from 5 years ago, How to Raise Successful Kids, right? How to raise success. Okay. So this is the one we're going to watch. I haven't watched this yet. We're going to pull up the Patrick Bet-David bingo sheet. Fuck, where did I put it? I have the Building Fortunes Radio bingo link, which is dead. Dude. Oh, no, you know what? If I go in the Discord, if you're in my Discord and you go into the general chat, I actually pinned a link. If you click pinned messages, I pinned a link to the bingo sheet. So I'm going to copy this and put it in the YouTube chat here so you guys can see it. Starla Marie, what up? Jazzy Mind, what up? Dominic, what up? The market loves Marco, yes. 5-1 Sherry, we bow down to 5-1 Sherry. 5-1 Sherry, I want you to know that I don't just glaze you based on what you, how you support. I actually was really touched by your story that you left in a comment on a video of mine. I don't remember what video it was, but I remember the comment and I remember you and I remember your story. And I'm going to reiterate this only because it's something you've shared publicly on my channel before. So I would hope that you wouldn't, be opposed to me sharing it here since you did publicly comment it. But 5-1 Sherry shared a story about how I believe it was her mother when she was a kid was in Amway. Thank you, Rob.
Rob V 2026 donated
Rob,
10
what a
Canadian
legend.
dollars.
Thank
I will
you.
watch the replay later but had to pop in to thumbs up the thing.
Big man
Thumbs up the
ting.
ting.
Big bomba class. Thank you, Shonda Paul. And 5-1 Sherry mentioned how I believe it was her mom. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Sherry, if you're here. Her mom was in Amway. And there was nights that I actually have, you know what? I actually have a video work in progress. Amway horror stories where I'll just randomly comment. Sorry, I'll randomly screenshot comments from videos that I've done on Amway where people share their stories in depth. And I have this folder full of over 100, 150 items, 150 screenshots of just people sharing their Amway stories. And I plan to make a series of videos, if that's something you'd be interested in, just sharing these stories that have been left in my comments and giving my thoughts on them. But 5-1 Sherry, this is the comment she said. This was literally 2-3 years ago she commented this. She said, I live in the home of Amway, so pretty much everyone I know was in Amway at some point. My mother was also in Amway, and often we would go days without eating so she could buy products and tapes. She was brainwashed big time. I wish I could tell you that that was the only story that I've heard that was like that. Days without eating to pursue fucking Amway. Tapes. Believe in yourself. Don't let somebody steal your dream. Babble, drivel, mindset, nonsense. You know what you have to do. This world is very binary. Do or don't. Go to work, don't go to work. Get out of bed, don't get out of bed. Go to the gym, don't go to the gym. On and on and on. The idea that, I get it. People complicate shit so much in their head. They're like, oh, maybe I need to go to a retreat where we don't talk for 7 days and I see what I can unlock within my mind. That could be great. But I'm just saying, you know what to do generally. Oh, I don't know how to lose weight. You know how to lose weight. You do in your heart. Let's not lie to ourselves. You do know. Eat healthy and exercise. Well, is barbecue sauce healthy? You know, it's like the Patrick Star thing. Is mayonnaise an instrument? It's like we know in our heart what you need to do. Oh, I want to be a YouTuber, but I don't know what I should do. You do know, kind of, even if you don't know. Well, you have to film something. Okay, yeah, I'll film something on my phone. Then what? You have to press upload. Yeah, there's more to it, but kind of the basics. You get what I mean? In most things. And so it's so sad to me to see stories like this and see people, children, going through like hardship, like poverty type circumstances, not eating for days because mom and dad are buying Amway books and tapes and going to some function and whatever the hell. It's just awful. And, I really appreciate 5-1 Sherry and others like her, not only who have shared, but who shared and who support, because we really are, I feel really proud to be advocating. I feel really proud to be advocating on behalf of those kids who are now grown-ups. And make no mistake, those kids still exist. Those kids are still, that's still a thing. That's still a thing. The kids who are getting less because mom or dad is pursuing Amway. Or let me just not even specify Amway, who are pursuing multi-level marketing. And, with all the nonsense, like I never could have imagined when I started doing this in 2019 that I would deal with the levels of stress that I have. Like I never even thought it was possible. My eye just twitches. My eye just twitches involuntarily from stress. Sometimes it's so bad I have to just sit there and just close my eyes and wait for it to go away because there's nothing I can do. And it's so incessant that I'm like doing this. And so, you know, I could have never imagined that. And truly the only thing that's like kept me pushing through is the fact that I read comments like that and I know like there's, you know, this is for a bigger, you know, reason, I guess, not to be too deep or like dramatic about it, but I feel really passionate about this and I feel really grateful that I even have something that I'm good at and that actually helps people, you know? I think if I was just like a prank YouTuber, that wouldn't be very fulfilling, you know? But anyways, I just want to say, since 51 Sherry was here in the chat, that I appreciate her sharing that and that, you know, I know the younger you would be proud of you. They're going straight back to the unserious comments. Starla Marie says, I'm under the firm belief we'll never know the truth behind any government, religion, or war. So talking about things we only know due to what news and media is released, we can't control anything. True. What happened with Rob? Well, he is no longer at the PBD podcast. We don't know why or how. And then he posted a video saying how he had a dream job working for another creator who I believe I know who it is, but since he didn't publicize that, I'm not going to say. And then apparently a vindictive ex-employer made phone calls to try to sabotage that new job, which ended up in him getting let go. So he was posting a video basically as a plea to say like, hey, if you know anybody in Florida looking for like a show producer, let me know. And yeah, and then he deleted that video and says that he had, you know, something else going on. So, you know, all the best. Spec says 5 a.m. in Islam type beat, hilarious. PBD makes me cringe so bad, true. Sam Hyde is a black king, true. Thoughts on Marco, always Marco. I gotta know where is my bro Marco at with Sam Hyde? That's actually one that I don't have an opinion on because I don't even think I've ever seen like a Sam Hyde thing. I know who he is. Like if you showed me a picture with the glasses and whatever, but I'm not actually familiar with his like work. Sam Hyde is a black king, top mogger. Okay. PBD would be so fucked if he did a live debate with Marco. He wouldn't be fucked. He would just talk in circles forever and say a bunch of shit we already know. Mad Hayes says, I hope Sneeko interviews you to bring more attention to PBD. Sneeko knows who I am, or at the very least, I know he's seen my content because he's reacted to clips of me doing the impression on his stream before. Adonis says, I always wanted to ask you, Marco, are you atheist? The short answer is yes. The longer answer is I don't even agree with the term atheist because that is just the default. You know, you wouldn't ask someone, are you a unicorn denier? Are you a unicorn non-believer? It's just, if you believe in unicorns, you are the outlier. If you believe in unicorns, you are the one who has like a special designation, a label that needs to be applied. I'm just a normal guy. You know what I mean? And also, when people ask me, are you an atheist? They're usually religious themselves. And so they'll tell me, oh yeah, I'm not an atheist. And I'll say, yes, you are. And they'll be like, what do you mean? And I'll be like, you're an atheist towards every other God that's not yours. You know? Which is true. I'm reminded of Christopher Hitchens quoting someone else where he says, you know, humans... Bombaklat.
Fiv1 Sherry
Wow.
DIDDDDDD.
Okay, hold on, let me read it before I forget. The quote was something like, yeah, you know, humans, we used to be polytheistic and worship multiple gods. And then as time went on, we worshiped like less and less. And now there's, you know, most religious people are part of one of the monotheistic religions like Islam, Judaism, Christianity. And we're getting ever nearer to the true figure every year. Shout out Christopher Hitchens, RIP. 51 Sherry in the... Come on. 51... I don't know why my Stream Deck buttons aren't working now, but they're not. 51 Sherry says, Crazy thing, my mom is very much still MLM brainwashed and is now in relieve. Man, I'm so sorry to hear that, 5-1 Sherry. I just it reminds me of Glenn. You know, shout out to Glenn. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I hope he's doing well. But Glenn, YouTube channel was MLM is fraud, or is MLM is fraud. You know, his dad, he talks about his dad being in Amway for decades and is a cab driver and still thinks like any day now. It's like this meme. I'm so Gen Z. I'm like, it's like this. This is how they want you thinking. This is literally what they want you to think when you're in MLM. Everyone who quit is this guy on the bottom. Everyone who's still pushing through, they're on top. That's literally what they think. Okay, here's the bingo sheet. Let's restart this and get into this Bumbleclap PBD video. Sneeko's son or Nick Franchez's daughter, stupid. Drew says Sneeko's great. He's genuine. He made that loser from Nelk look like a goof. Yeah, I also don't like Steiny. I'm sorry. Steiny, if there ever was a guy, has there ever been a guy who seems less genuine of a person than Steiny from Nelk? I don't know. I just feel like he would snake me, you know? If I was his boy. Appreciate you. Insert F word. Thank you. Thank you, Drew M0307. Streamlabs link. Streamlabs. He says, Marco, fellow Canadian here. You're doing great things, man. Absolutely love watching your content. PBD, the numbers guy, this and that, the Shah in the army. Yes, thank you, Drew. Really appreciate you. You're a legend. Big bumba clatting. Reborn says $6 million to Amway. Okay, what up, Reborn? Any plans for a new undercover video? Yes, I have one that's filmed. About a huge MLM, one of the biggest, frankly. Look at it, it's so big, such a big MLM. But yeah. Monsoon Lagoon says big oof, and I'm an old head JR fan. Joe Rogan, O and A, Opie and Anthony, Patrice O'Neal, them all fall off hard. Well, Patrice O'Neal died, right? I guarantee he's going to talk about the 21 questions he asked his wife prior to him deciding to date her. Absolutely. 5-1 Sherry, both my mom and dad. Thank you for highlighting my story. 5-1 Sherry, appreciate you. I appreciate you regardless of if you donate or not, but I appreciate you. Black jobs. You look at 5-1 Sherry, right? She's got such a black job. On the ground expose in Philippines. I bet it is vicious there. Amway horror stories with a fire title and thumbnail could blow. Hey, yo, pause. Ray Bans has entered the chat. Appreciate you, toughest leader. Will you do an interview with Rob? If he allows me. I mean, I said to him today in an email, if you ever want to talk, like, even off the record, I'm here. Yeah, as sad as it is, based on the sheer numbers game aspect, there's many other kids right now starving due to their parents' delusions. Scary stuff, yes. Sam Hyde goes kooky for sugar and gets crazy after a Fiber One bar. Okay. PBD Bingo is in the chat. It's in the chat. Oh, shit. Did I not pin the Streamlabs link in the chat either? For some reason, my buttons, the buttons that I press here on the Stream Deck thing are not, it's not working. Okay, let's watch this.
How to raise strong kids in a weak world. The first thing I wanted to kind of show you is a documentary I watched with We Are the World. You guys remember that old song, you know, We Are the World that they did?
Imagine he's just singing, we are the world, right? So, we are the world, we are the children, right? Whose children are we? You look at somebody who's having kids, you've got the sperm and the egg. They coming together and they doing something, it's becoming a human being, right? Bamba. Hold on, I need to log into my... Fuck me, I need to log into my Stream Deck account. Like I'm not already fucking logged in order to activate it. Here we go. Now the buttons should work. There we go. Here, I'm going to add a button for... Copy. I'm going to add a button for PBD Bingo. PBD Bingo. And then I'm going to put the link in there. So if you want the Patrick Bet-David bingo sheet, it is here in the chat. I will post it right now. Boom. All right.
And it was right after the American kind of show you is a documentary I watched with We Are the World. You guys remember that old song, you know, We Are the World that they did? And it was right after the American Music Awards, and Lionel Richie was working with Michael Jackson and all these guys. They made a documentary about this about a year and a half ago, and I watched it. And in the documentary, Lionel Richie says something. He says his father gave him advice which was priceless. He didn't understand it at first. He says his dad once told him, he says, Lionel, enjoy coming home. He says, why? He says, because there will come a time when you can no longer enjoy it the same way. He says, I didn't understand what my dad was talking about. Dad, what are you talking about? And his dad said, because the house will still be there, but the people in the house won't. What do you mean? The kids are going to be gone. Our parents are probably going to be gone at
Over-explaining it. It's like, yes, that makes sense. The people will grow and move on. We know.
some point. But the kids will be out of the house. My oldest is 14, 12, 10, and the youngest is now 5.
Hold on. This has to be on the bingo sheet. Just saying numbers. Can I edit what's here? Edit cards. If I just type numbers, I'm a numbers guy. Okay, here, I'm just going to add saying numbers. Is that on here? Counting? Okay, here. Saying numbers. There. Am I not able to edit this? Oh, remove 40 to play. What? What? 64 phrases. I don't even understand what's happening here. Restart. Hey, who made this again? Can whoever made this like message me and remind me? Anyways, it's fine for now. It's fine. I'll count that one as a numbers guy. He's being a numbers guy. No, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I'm sure we'll get it anyways. We'll get it anyways.
You know how quickly he turned 14? Like this. How did that happen? He's already talking about conversations with college.
He's already talking about conversations with college. So
how many of you guys have had your kids that leave for a week and we're devastated when they're not around us for a week, right? We're like, oh my God, I need my kids around. They're going to be gone one day, and it's just going to be us. We don't have a long time with them. And this is the small little window that we have to raise them the right way. So the topic of fatherhood, why is it so emotional? I want to share 2 clips with you. One of them is from an actor, Gene Hackman, one of the greatest actors of all time. In this video, I believe he's 77 years old.
6'7"?
The interviewer's asking him about his father and the impact it had on him when his father left at 13 years old. I want you to watch this. And remember, this is a grown man, tough, successful, super wealthy. I've been to Pebble Beach, right next to his house. $50-60 million house right on the water.
2 minutes and 7 seconds in. He's talking about something being $50 or $60 million. $100 million, $50 million. Here, where's the button? X $100 million. I'm counting that. Fuck you. This is a guy who... Did he say this is a guy about... Okay. Did he say this is a guy about Gene Hackman? Reza Pahlavi. You know what? I need to add another Mac OS screen capture. We need to duplicate this source in OBS, copy, paste it, and then bring it above slightly this one and bring it down. And this one is going to be this. Yes. Okay, I'm so smart. I'm actually a genius. I'm literally a genius. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to switch back and forth between them. Fuck it. Okay.
But he had this moment when the conversation of father came up. Watch this clip here of Gene Hackman.
We come to a very common theme in this series, which is the departure of a parent and its effect on both the person and ultimately on the artist. How old were you when your father left?
Well, my dad left us when I was about 13, I guess.
Was it easy, hard?
No, it was tough. Yeah.
Tough. I've read that there was a sort of casual wave goodbye.
Yeah, I was down the street playing with some guys, and he drove by and kind of waved, and
that was it. But you saw him occasionally, presumably, huh? Were you close to your mother?
yeah. Excuse me.
Watch what he says here.
Did life change radically?
It's only been 65 years or so, you know.
Can you imagine how sensitive the topic of father is? That we can either make these guys or break these guys, but some of the biggest scars they'll have is based on how their father raises them.
Yeah, Pat, I'm sure it's not going to be any problem for your kids as they get older and everybody at school is grilling them about how their dad is such a clown. So I can't wait. Oh man, I actually feel bad. Imagine Patrick Bet-David's kids and they're in college and people are going up to them impersonating their dad. So you look at a guy like Dilly, right? He's got maybe 20, 50, 200 million classes this semester, okay? So I'm looking at what is the amount of semesters you can put into 1 year to get the maximum credits possible. If you only need to have 200, maybe I'm getting 10, 20, 200, 500 million credits, and eventually I'm owning the whole school, right? So you look at the Muzz Lumz. Oh, man.
We're sitting in the office 2 days ago, and we're preparing.
PBD dad or OnlyFans mom? Bombaklat. It's a tough question.
Final prep of this. And it's me, you know, the girls, Angie, Kelly, everybody in the counter, and we have Mario sitting over here, and I'm giving a couple stories.
Doxing Gene Hackman. Like he's not dead.
Of what things to be thinking about, the fathers.
What things to be thinking about. He's so, you know, how long have you been in the, okay, he's 47. He moved to America at 10. So you've been in America 37 years, longer than I've even been alive. How is your grasp on the English language so bad? Speak English.
Sure. And I'm giving a couple stories of what things to be thinking about that fathers, us as fathers, we struggle with. Mario over here can't even hold himself. He just breaks down crying. He's got a beautiful 2-3-year-old son named Gabriel. He named him after my father.
You named your son. By the way, who he's talking about here is this guy. I'm almost 100% certain. Mario Aguilar, the brother of the guy Alejandro Aguilar, who I debated more than 2 years ago, who's in PHP. Oh no, not the Valuetainment tattoo. Wow. So you named your son after the father of Patrick Bet. No. No way. Imagine being brainwashed and the guy brainwashing you is your own friend. Look. Look at the claw. See, he's doing the hand thing. If you go and watch videos from Patrick Bet-David's inner circle, like Adam Sosnick or Matt Sapala or Alejandro Aguilar, Mario Aguilar, all of these guys who are in Patrick's orbit, they all eventually subconsciously download Patrick's mannerisms and his flow of speaking, like the speed in which he speaks, as well as his mannerisms. Watch, he's going to be doing this in the video. Watch.
Always exciting to be in the eye of the hurricane. Before everything gets started tonight, 20 super VIPs are going to be here in person with Patrick in a conference room having dinner masterminding for 3 hours, strategizing about 2026, talking about their life, family, business, their goals, their dreams, their aspirations, what they want to do next year in the greatest year in America for business. Then we're going to have the following day with 60 people in-house that are going to be at our lounge, and we're going to be doing business planning and talking about the future and what exponential ways to grow the company.
Literally, the vocabulary ripped straight from Patrick. Like, you could close your eyes and put the Patrick Bet David AI voice filter over this, and it would be like he's doing a better impression of Patrick Bet David than me or anyone I've seen.
And it's so exciting. You know, I'm so grateful for everything going on right now in life, in business, with family.
In life, in business, in family. This is exactly the way Patrick would talk.
With our company, with the brand. We are night and day a different company than we were when we started in 2013 with a little YouTube camera. Now we have over 11 companies, over 200 employees. We're expanding. We got a soccer field on the campus. We got planes taking off over there. We have so many plans for the future.
Literally, just like it's shit that he's heard Patrick say and is now doing it, saying it. It's crazy. It reminds me, there's a video I saw of Matt Sapala. His Instagram is Money Smart Guy. And he has a video. He's like, I run an insurance agency. That's my day job. That's my day job. And he's doing this. He's doing this thing. And you even see Adam do it on the fucking podcast. It's so bad. Can't believe you've done this.
And he just went to a whole different place because he says, I cannot imagine never wanting to not be around my kids. And he had a certain moment with his father as well. It's a very, very emotional topic. I want to show you this other clip. This is a rapper named Logic. He's...
No! Logic's going to be like, Logic's going to be like, did you know I'm biracial? Did you know I'm biracial and I never felt black enough for the black kids, but I never felt white enough for the white kids either?
Very, very emotional topic. I want to show you this other clip. This is a rapper named Logic. He's talking to his father, and he's letting him know what happened many years ago. When I was a kid, Dad, I was waiting for you to come home. Why didn't you come home, Daddy? He's 33 years old, 30-something years old here. He's speaking like he's 6 years old. Listen to this man's pain when you hear Logic here, the rapper. Watch this.
I waited for you. I waited every weekend and you never showed up. And you always said that you would.
Imagine doing this on a podcast. Like, no disrespect to him for like, I get this is like, but why is this on a podcast? And then the added meta absurdity of like somebody added music over this and posted it as a clip, and Pat somehow saw it and was like, wow, right? And now is reacting to it as part of his Specs in the chat says Specs in the chat says, someone say Logic. This is like an inside joke because I always make fun of Specs for liking the corniest rappers. Like, oh yeah, oh my. And then Patrick's like, I gotta put that into the masterclass for how to be a better father, right? So I'm saying you look at somebody like Logic, whose dad is leaving him, right? So when you're looking at your own kids, don't leave them, right? By the way, future looks bright.
It's 33 years right here. That's what this is. Yeah, you told me that you would come, Daddy. You never did. You told me that you was gonna pick me up. And I waited, and I look at my son, and I think about how much what my son means to me, and I can never make him sit on a curb. And I don't say this to make you feel bad. I don't. I really love you. This is not the beat you up show. This is the here we are. This is the we're gonna rejoice. So let me get it out. Because you're like me, we're the same. I know you love to talk. And let me just say, I was that little boy, and you told me you would come, and you promised. You know, I'm a man of my word today because you aren't.
I'm a man of my word today because you aren't.
So what is he meaning by that, right? He's meaning his father didn't keep his word. So that's meaning he's going to keep his word, right? Rob, pull up the dictionary, the word word. What does it mean?
Can you feel his pain? Can you feel his emotion? Can you feel what he's going through? And he's just trying to say, man, this is what I went through as a kid. And by the way, I mean, this job that we have, this incredible job that we have, the greatest superpower that we have as fathers, comes with a lot of highs, lows, excitement, a bunch of things. So if you're like me, listen, I'm trying to figure this thing out every day. And whatever I'm sharing with you today, I want you to know that these are things I'm sharing with you that's working for me right now, but we're not going to know if this stuff works for another 40, 50 years. This is the most important job that we have together as we go through this. But the reason why I wanted to do this webinar is because for many years, I don't want to talk about this. Behind closed doors, I talk to a lot of people about the topic of fatherhood, but not necessarily public. People are like, you should write a book one. I'm like, why would I write a book? My kids are young. You should write a book one day. You should write a book one day.
He's going to be like, I never told anybody this, but my mom and dad was divorced. My dad was an imperialist. My mom was a Shahist. And my dad is working at a 99-cent store. They get back together. And it's just going to be the same story we've heard 1,000 times. Specs gets summoned with the words Logic, Russ, or MF Doom. So true.
And it kind of led to this. So what is the whole...
I feel it, Pat. I feel his pain. I'm the only one who understands.
Moral of the story of why we're doing this. The reality of it is we have 18 years with our kids, and it goes by very quickly. They did a study. They said by the time your kids leave the house, you have spent 90% of in-person time with parents already spent by the age of 18. 90% of all the time you're going to spend time with your kids, the moment they turn 18 and they leave, 90% of the time for your entire life you're going to spend with your kids, you've already spent it. 95% by the time they turn 30. That's it. You only got 5% more left. This ain't a long time that we have with them. You know what I'm saying? This goes very, very quickly. So who is actually raising our kids?
Don't let them be on Instagram, because for them to be on Instagram, it's meaning that the Muzz Lumz are getting to them, right?
Who's raising them, right? Who is raising them when we see this? Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, watch this. Even when a father is
him trying to do the tech by himself. He's in a room by himself right now with no producer, no cameraman, no Rob. Watch.
Second.
Give me a second. He's on the phone.
Give me a second. Okay, watch this. Even when a father is present at home, the average school-age boy spends only this much time with their dad. Look at the numbers. How many hours is a TV, video, and social media? A ton. How many is with school instruction hours in school? A ton. How many is it with peers and social time? A ton. How many is it with father? You ready? You want to know the time? 30 minutes of one-on-one time with dad per week. That's the average time. 30 minutes. If you're sitting there watching a movie, that's not one-on-one. If you're sitting there having dinner with everybody, that's not one-on-one. 30 minutes a week of one-on-one time. That's not a lot of time. 44 hours a week is weekly screen consumption. The question becomes whether your child is being influenced by you and I or by whom. Because as we go through this is screen time. I got a 5-year-old. I'm very protective of screen time. 3.5 hours a day on average.
You have to be very protective of screen time, right? Because otherwise, they might be somebody who is watching something like a Adam Sosnick podcast or Patrick Bet-David podcast, and that's something that is going to give them what they're calling it brain rot, right? Brain rot. So we cannot allow that. Also, where did my link go for the bingo? Oh, here. Where'd the link go for the bingo? Elon, exhaustion reaction face. Okay, I think that he did that. LGBT has not been mentioned. Rob, pull it up. For some reason, I have Rob pull it up and a free space. This needs to get removed because Rob is no longer on the show. So that has to get removed. Why can't I actually save this? Like, I can't publish and save the edits. I need to message the guy who made this bingo again. I can't. Here, hold on. I'm pretty sure, actually, if I just go into my Instagram DM and I type bingo, the guy who made it, yeah, here he is, found it. Yo, can you make it so I can edit the bingo? Dude doesn't even follow me. That's crazy. He doesn't even follow me on Instagram. I mean, I know he made this with AI. I'm sure I could make one as well, but like, wow. Anyways. Okay.
For 8 to 12 is 5.5 hours a day on average. 13 to 18 years old is 8.6 hours a day on average. Boys are 9 hours and 16 minutes. Girls is 8 hours and 2 minutes. This is a long time that we're talking about. Recommendation is 2 hours. So who's raising our kids? YouTube, the screen, Netflix, Amazon, Disney, Hulu. They're raising our kids. TikTok, influencers, gamers, YouTubers. They're raising our kids. We don't even know it. If you have 30 minutes and he's consuming 20 hours of an influencer every week, who do you think's the real daddy?
Always Marco is raising their kids. Fuck yeah. We're raising them.
Not you, the influencer. That's who he's watching. That's who he speaks like. If he spends 20 hours watching what he is saying, he speaks like him. She speaks like him.
Yeah, kind of like how all your cronies in your inner circle all start talking like this and looking at the exponential growth of what we're doing in the business and in the brand, and they all fucking talk like you and mimic you. If you want to see the most bizarre example of MLM brainwashing probably ever, go to my live streams tab on my channel, sort by popular, and it's the second video debating a member of Patrick Bet-David's MLM, Alejandro Aguilar. 2-hour-long video where you will see a guy. There's a great comment on this video that exemplifies the bizarro nature of this interaction, where during the, here, this is the comment. Wow, I'm so good. I'm actually so good at the internet. Here it is. The top comment from BD Travels, 59 minutes in, is this really you? Love that question. Great job, Marco. No, there's one comment where a guy comments and he says, I had to literally pause the video. I had to literally pause the video and go sit and think because it was just so insane. Marco isn't even surprised what Alejandro is going to say. He isn't surprised by anything. He already knows the game. Yep, I know everything they're going to say. I basically asked him at one point during the video, is this really you? Is this really you? Because you talk just like Patrick. You know, here, that guy's mini Patrick Bet-David. You talk just like Patrick. You're doing his mannerisms and his speech patterns. Is this really you? You have to go watch it. It's just an absolutely amazing and bizarre experience.
Are you okay with that? I know you're not. That's why you're on this webinar. But it's the truth. So the greatest superpower you and I have is to procreate. As a man, we don't have another great superpower. You may think, Pat, I can bench 4 plates. It's great. I can squat 500 pounds. I can curl 90 pounds. Pat, you don't even know. I can run a 40 and 4.5. I can do 22 pull-ups. That's great. Your greatest superpower is being able to have kids. Let me continue with this. Why fathers matter. The world needs present, purposeful fathers. The lack of good example has left a generation without a compass. Kids are confused, and our calling is to be able to develop leaders. And by the way, that picture right there, that's supposed to be Dylan. If my son sees that picture, he won't be too happy with it because that's what AI did right there. But it is what it is. Let's continue. So this is for all types of fathers. Some of you guys are married, and you're a father. You have kids. Some of you are stepdads. Some of you are single fathers. You only get them twice a week. And some of you are future fathers. You're expecting. You're not one yet. So let's address the elephant in the room.
All rights reserved, Bet-David Consulting, but he just said that it's AI. Well, I guess, I don't know, maybe you can still own the rights if it's AI.
Fathers. You're expecting. You're not one yet.
This is fair use, by the way, Pat, in case you try to copyright strike this video because of him doing a reaction.
So let's address the elephant in the room. This is going to be hard. You know that.
Yeah. You can just add a picture of yourself and your kid. Did you not have one?
It's not easy. We screw this thing up quite often. You will be frustrated constantly. You will make mistakes, inevitable. We will not be, we don't have to do this alone. I see a lot of fathers try to do this all by themselves. You don't need to.
What up, NWOK Park Ranger? Legend says more like Israel is raising the kids.
You can be part of a community. It's good for us to talk amongst others and say, what do you do? What do you do? Every time I'm around a father and the kids are successful, or a mother, I always ask them, what's your secret recipe? What's your secret sauce, right? And last but not least, the reward is worth it. It's priceless, but the reward is worth it. So now as we're going through this, and I'm kind of sitting there going, and I say, what do you do? How does one become a father? Like, what is the whole thing? I was having a conversation with one of our guys from the podcast, and this was about 2 years ago. I said, you know what the challenge with you is? Because he's asking me, Pat.
Obviously, we're talking about Adam here, I think.
What do you think I need to be doing at this next phase of my life? I said, you're too selfish. He says, what do you mean I'm selfish? I said, you hate responsibility.
It's got to be Adam. One of the guys from the podcast. Okay, it's not Tom. Okay, could it be Vinny? Maybe.
Phase of my life. I said, you're too selfish. He says, what do you mean I'm selfish? I said, you hate responsibilities. I said, it's only you. You just want a life for you. You're living a selfish life. If we score life about selfless and selfish, you live a 90-10 life, an 80-10 life. 80% is all you, 20% is everybody else. That doesn't work if you want to be a great father. And it doesn't also mean that you have to be 100% your kids, zero you. That's also not what your kids want. Kids want a father that's driven, that's in pursuit of something because they want to watch you. They want to watch, my dad's in the game. My dad's trying to build something special. I want to be like my dad when I'm grown.
My dad's getting exposed by CoffeeZilla again. This and that, Larry Ellison. Come on. I got a tough bingo card here. Okay, whiteboard visual proof. I'll use the slides as that. This is going to be a tough one to fill.
Growing up, not just teaching them, they want to catch what you're doing. So you cannot
80-10 life. Did he say 80-10? Which would still leave 10%. He can't even do the math. Hold on.
It doesn't also mean that you have to live a 90-10 life, an 80-10 life.
I missed that. 80-10. My life is 80-10 right now. My life is 80-10. My life is 80 fatherhood, 80% fatherhood, 80% work, 10% fatherhood right now. People are like, what about the other 10? He's like, huh? What about the other 10? I don't know. What about the other 10? I'm just hanging out. 80-10 life. What the fuck?
It's only you. You just want a life for you. You're living a selfish life. If we score life about selfless and selfish, you live a 90-10 life, an 80-10 life. 80% is all you, 20% is everybody else. That doesn't work if you want to be a great father. And it doesn't also mean that you have to be 100% your kids, zero you. That's also not what your kids want. Kids want a father that's driven, that's in pursuit of something because they want to watch you. They want to watch, my dad's in the game. My dad's trying to build something special. I want to be like my dad when I'm growing up, not just teaching them. They want to catch what you're doing.
I want to be like my dad when I'm growing up. You mean I want to be like my dad when I grow up? Patrick Bet-David, hire me. $50,000 per hour to teach you English.
It's only you.
Hold on. I know I'm going back a little bit, but I just want to see something.
You just want a life for you. You're living a selfish life. If we score life about selfless and selfish, you live a 90-10 life, an 80-10 life. 80% is all you, 20% is everybody else.
Oh my goodness.
As we at some point you have to know what you're doing. So you cannot be too selfish to only live for yourself. At some point you have to decide that this life is bigger than just you and I.
Would you rather be Patrick's son or Logic's son? Hilarious question.
So as we go through this, there are men who live only for themselves. Fatherhood requires the deliberate transfer of time, energy, and attention. And the moment you choose fatherhood, your life stops being only yours, and that is a gift, not a burden. Oh my God, I didn't get any sleep last night. What happened to the good old single days? Oh man, these kids. I see some parents, they'll speak with kids like it's such a burden. Man, it's exciting. It's a project. We're building them. It's amazing. It's the greatest reward. So when you look at the score, we came up with this chart on shows the selfish score versus the selfless score.
He loves his charts. He loves the charts, ladies and gentlemen. Like at the beginning of this stream when we watched the clip with Andrew Bustamante, and he's like, I want you to just draw a chart. What's the percentage of worried that you is about Islam, China, Russia, and Israel? And then you saw Andrew Bustamante's drawing like crude pie graph. He's like, I guess that's about 25%. You know?
If you're 100% selfish, you're a psychopath. You're a criminal. No one on this call is going to be that, or else you wouldn't be on this. Why would you be on this? Because you want to get better. If you're 90-10, you're generally a narcissist. The world revolves around you.
Pot, meat, kettle.
If you're 80-20, you're a solopreneur. Everything's about,
Solopreneur.
You can get things done yourself, but you're kind of like, nobody will do it as good as me. No, I'll do it. Nobody's going to do it as good as me. You're also not developing. 70-30 is good because if you're 70, you have your own selfish goals, your own selfish dreams. You want to have a bigger house, live in a better community, maybe have some kind of an impact. You're in pursuit of something, right? 60-40, you're a good synergist. You're a good teammate. 50-50, you're a good advisor. You're a good thinker. 40-60, you're a supporting cast. And then you got these other jobs that comes on the bottom. But we need a little bit of selfish, but not too high of it. Good fathers, great fathers are typically a good mixture of 60-40 or 70-30. They want to develop everybody around them, but they want to do it by leading from the front and then, challenging their peers around them, challenging their kids to also get better. And the kids are watching and saying, man, my dad's in the game. My dad's in the hunt. My dad wants to do something big.
So retarded.
So I'm going to tell you the story about this one museum that was built, the biggest church, the tallest church in the world called La Sagrada Familia, which is in Barcelona, Spain. I was there just about...
La Casa D'Angelo. We were at a church. It's called La Casa D'Angelo in Fort Lauderdale.
I don't know. First time I saw this place was in 2008, 18 years ago, and they were building it. There was all these, structures around them that they were building, and they were talking about this guy named Antonio Gaudi. And amazing, at what he does and, engineer and all this stuff. And he was building this place. And this La Sagrada Familia was built it started in 1882. And they said it was going to take 143 years to build construction. The time it got ready was this year in 2026. It took 5 generations to build. But this guy right here, Antonio Gaudi, the architect, died in 1926. He was working on this property for about 42 years. And he was buried inside the church. He never got to see finished, less than a quarter to complete. 5 generations of architects worked on this place, carried his vision forward through a civil war, a pandemic, and a century of doubt. The central tower was blessed by Pope Leo in June of 2020.
He doesn't know how to say that number. He's like, Pope Leo XIV.
6. It's 55 stories high. He called it, I want to build a Bible made out of stone. But he said something very powerful, Anthony Gaudi. When they asked him, they said, why are you so excited about building something that you're never going to see the final product? You're never going to see it. He said this in an interview. He said, my client is not in a hurry.
He said this on a podcast. He died in 1926. He was on a podcast. I think it was Joe Rogan. And he's saying this.
His client was God. My client's not in a hurry. He wants to see a great product. What does this have to do with you and I? There's a very high likelihood you and I are not going to see the work that we put together here because the way they judge a great parent is by their grandkids, not by their kids.
Imagine his kids becoming raging liberals. Hilarious. My dad ripped people off so I can have a good life, says Nico. Hilarious. Dr. PBD giving his dissertation. Dave Vaughn, what up? Dave Vaughn says, such a master in segues. Here's this chart, and then I want to talk about, right?
I'm 47 right now. If my son gets married at 30, same age as dad got married, that's 16 years from now. I'm 63. By the time his son's going to be an adult and has his own family, is going to be 35 years from that. That's what, 98. I may never see it, but that's the beautiful thing. My client's not in a hurry. We're trying to build future leaders together, you and I. This ought to be exciting, but you may never see it. We may be in heaven looking down saying, my God, look at what we built. Man, we did good. Look at what we built. Look what he's doing right now. Look what she's doing right now.
We're going to be up there in heaven, and no Muslims is going to be there because we don't like the Muslims, but we're going to be there and other Christians, and we're going to be saying, look at this, XYZ, look at that, we're doing this, we're doing that.
Requires patience. Also patient with you yourself as a father, because we're also going to make some mistakes. So now, how are we judged as fathers? How are you and I judged as fathers? Like I said earlier, it takes 40 years to find out if we're good fathers, because we're judged by our grandkids, not by our kids.
This thing is 25% like finished, this video. And I mean, have you guys learned anything about parenting or fatherhood yet?
So for me, my hero's my dad.
My hero is Ayrton Senna and the Shah.
Our grandkids, not by our kids. So for me, my hero's my dad. I've never met a man like my dad in my life. He's my hero. You guys have heard me talk about this all the time if you consume the content. So one of the goals I have is to make him a great father by making sure I raise good kids, because then that means
if you consume the content. Something about that just strikes me as so weird, the way he says that. Like, if you consume the content. Do you mean like if you watch my channel, if you watch my videos, if you support, just the way he says, you consume my content, if you consume the product. It's like, I don't know. Is this perhaps a slip showing how he views his audience, that they're just like,
He raised a good son, that he raised good grandkids, which means my father's a great father, which means he did his part right. Think about that. And by the way, as we go through this.
Ooh, we're going to get a bingo.
3 things I want you to think about on how we judge great fathers. Number 1, do our kids become a net positive to society? Do they pay their taxes? Do they?
You didn't become a net positive to society, but let's see how he qualifies that. Paying your taxes, taking care of your own.
They take care of their own. Do they contribute to their finances and communities? Do they make everything better that they touch?
You could literally apply this to criminals as well. Paying taxes, like this could apply to mobsters. Paying taxes, taking care of their own, contributing to their finances and community and communities.
Do they?
Do they contribute to their finances and communities? I know I'm nitpicking, but like, fuck, man.
That's one way to judge. We raised a
AI slop
leader that makes his city or her city better. Do they seek our company after they no longer need you?
All you have to do is make $50 billion and PBD will call you a great father, right?
This is a heavy one. This is a very heavy one. One day they're going to make their own money. They have their own careers. Do they call and say, hey, Daddy, can I come and see you? Can we go to a game? Can we go have dinner together?
At casa de
Hadjan just tithed 140 Canadian dollars .28 to the cult.
It's like that.
High-level father conversations.
Yeah, very high-level father conversations. You look at somebody like...
You know where my dad...
You look at somebody like Hagen, right? This is a guy who... I'm wondering, is he somebody who is going to be a great father or not? We don't know. Somebody DM'd me on Instagram and was like, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I posted this on my story and it was like, somebody DM'd me and they were like, I want to see I want Marco to officiate my wedding as Patrick Bet David. And then he put in quotation marks like, he's proposing. Is she going to say yes? We don't know. Hilarious. Thank you so much, Hagen. Look at you guys filling up this dono goal. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Hassan, you've reacted to me again on your stream. Again, this has to be like the 3rd time, maybe more. Holla at me. Tap in. Tap in. You know what I mean? Hagen, respect. Love you, bro. Legend. Absolute legend. If you want to be like Hagen, Streamlabs link in the chat. Also, if you want to holla at your boy on the... Get the Patrick Bet David I'm a Numbers Guy merch. I actually got a lot of orders for this in the last week because I promoted it in a clip and on the last Patrick Bet David stream that I did. This is the shirt right here. I'm a numbers guy. Bumbleclot shirt. Always MarcoMerch.com. Okay, let's get back to it.
See you? Can we go to a game? Can we go have dinner together? You know where my dad lives? With me. Not because he wanted to live with us, because I wanted him to live with us. I said to him, Dad, if you move into Florida, you're not moving here because I'm going to bring you here once a month like I did in Texas. You're coming to Florida because you're going to live with us.
Net positive needs to be on the bingo card. Yeah. I mean, does he say net positive a lot? Perhaps he does. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. So you look at something like Aesop's Fables, right? The tortoise and the hare. Why does he have hair?
He lives with us at the house because I seek his company. He lives with us at the house because I seek his company.
Hiya. Faith says, you're not nitpicking, Marco. It's really hard to listen to someone so full of themselves and they can barely speak English in the country they are so proud to represent, right? Pat's in the cradle with the golden spoon. Oh, yeah. Poor Jen, both PBD and his dad in the same house. How much have we filled on the bingo card? Not a lot. I mean, the bingo card is kind of tailored to when Pat is yapping about business. So this has been a bit tough so far. We're 20 minutes in, 18 minutes in, but we'll get there. I guarantee you we'll get there. Like Reza Pahlavi, LGBT, come on, that has to come up. He's going to be talking about YouTube raising your kids and the LGBT influences, and he's going to mention it for sure. He's going to make a lewd innuendo. He's going to say this is a guy who, don't worry, it's happening.
He's 84 today. I won his company at 47 years old. Can you imagine if our kids don't? I'm going to tell you a story. I was in this Bible study in our community, Trammell Estate in Porter Ranch. And we used to go to this Bible study right next door to us. A guy named Roy was there. And one day Roy started.
Hold up. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry, you guys, there's a storm right now in Edmonton. And so if I get cut off, that's why. But just stand by and try to refresh the stream and see if we reconnect. But just giving you the heads up.
Starts crying in the middle of a Bible study. I don't understand why he was crying. Roy was there. And one day Roy starts crying in the middle of a Bible study. I don't understand why he was crying. He walks out. He says, excuse me. I go out with him. I said, Roy, you're good? He hugs me. He hugs me and he puts his head right here and he's in tears. This man is 30 years older than me at the time. And
hey, appreciate you. 8X Neil bought the Numbers Guy shirt, allegedly. Let's see. I haven't got the Shopify notification yet, but.
What's bothering you? He says, man, he doesn't want to see me anymore. I said, who doesn't want to see you anymore? He says, my son. I said, what happened? He says, he's 33 years old. He says, I know why he doesn't want to see me anymore. I said, why?
God did.
He says, Pat, when I...
Dylan DIDDDDDD. 50 Canadian dollars.
We're never going to get through.
PBD not know Roman numerals is killing me. I thought he was a numbers guy.
That is so fucking funny, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys are hilarious. Man, Dylan, you're a legend. Thank you so much. Dylan with the big Bumbleclot generous donation.
Little Marco.
Billions and billions.
Billions.
Money.
It's an evil world we live in.
Dylan with the 50 Canadian dollars. What is that, like $3 US? What an absolute legend. By the way, I've got a couple people who have sent me like requests to do birthday shout outs for them and like random shout outs, custom videos as Patrick. And so if you want to go on, if you go on the merch store, Always Marco merch, and you book a 30-minute call, but then just put in the information in like the little dialogue box that it gives you, like who it's for and what you want me to talk about. We don't actually like, you can say like, I don't actually want the call. I want you to film one of these videos. And I have a couple of requests right now queued up. And so probably tomorrow morning, I'm going to come in here and put the suit on and set up the green screen and whatever and have the setup. And I'm just going to go through the notes and like send off a bunch of these custom videos as Patrick. So if you want to do that, I don't have like an actual purchase option for that on the merch store, but if you just book the one-on-one call and say, hey, just do a custom video for this person, I will. So stupid. It's so stupid. You've been a YouTuber for 7 years, and the thing that's like gotten the most attention in terms of like short form content is this stupid impression of some goofball.
Was younger, young father, I was a mechanic, and I would work 12-hour days. And when I would come home at night, I was tired. And my wife would go and tell my son, who just wanted to play with me when I got home, Just wanted to play with me. That's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to watch a game with me. He just wanted to be with daddy. My wife would say, leave daddy alone. He worked very hard. He needs to get some rest. And he says, Pat, I did that so many nights in a row. He said, now he's 33 years old. I called him. I said, I just want to go to a game with my son. Just go to dinner with me, please. Let's just go have lunch together. And he says, I'm too busy.
Why aren't I on Cameo? I'm moving around the Matrix.
He says, he did to me what I did to him. Wow. Can you imagine? Like, I'm listening to him. And by the way, at the time when that was happening, I'm listening to this one song by Paul Anka that's called Papa. If you guys know this song, you know the song. It's a difference. It's a very emotional song.
Sing it.
And it talks about the father coming home. And it's a very, 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 very beautiful song. And we're both outside now crying. I can't imagine a life where your kids don't want to seek your company. How's it feel just the thought of thinking about it right now? It's painful, right? You're like going to a certain place and you're thinking to yourself, I don't ever want that to happen to me. I don't either. But we have a job to do to make sure they seek our company after they no longer need us. Do they want to be around us? No obligation. They just want to be around us. This is the ultimate report card. So now, before becoming a great father, there's a few things that we have to address because so often we go to, let me go be a great father. Well, it doesn't work that way. Why? We all have certain limiting beliefs. You ever meet certain men or women that are afraid of becoming a parent? You're like, oh, dude, I'm never going to get married. Man, my parents' marriage didn't work out. They got a divorce. My dad, my mom, I'm never having kids. I don't want to screw it up. This thing is hard. I'm good. I don't want any commitments. You ever hear people go through it? Some of us maybe went through that. At 28 years old, I told myself, I don't need to get married. I enjoy my own company. It's too risky. What if we screwed up with this kid stuff, right?
What is bro talking about? Unk is yapping. 20 minutes in, a third of the way through, and I'm going to just sit quietly as much as I can for the rest of it. 8X Neil says, I bought the Numbers Guy shirt last week, and my net worth has increased by 200 million. Easy. I do not have a new notification. Newest first here. I do not have a new notification for a new order. So whoever says, oh, you're saying you bought it last week. Okay, my fault.
But the reality is, before we become a great father, we have our own limiting beliefs we got to address. And you know what the biggest one is? The boy tendencies. Some of us are trying to be a great father, but we're still a boy. How do you become a great father when you're still a boy yourself?
This whole video was for Adam. Oh, God.
Number two, some of us are trying to become great fathers, but we have limiting beliefs based on our relationship with our parents, our mom and dad. And it's still lingering, and we're trying to avoid it, but it's still there. Number three.
Take a shot every time an MLM scammer says limiting beliefs.
Our relationship with our spouse, our wives. We need to address that. And then last but not least is how you are as a father with your kids. So let's go through the parenting of being a great father, your boy tendencies. If you and I have any boy tendencies, we're raising our sons to be a boy, not a man. And I'm not going to play a song for you right now from Boys to Men, but I'm trying to tell you it's boys to men. But we are boys. How hard is it to raise a boy if you're a boy? Very hard. It's not easy. So imagine we're talking, be a man. Well, Dad, you act like a boy yourself sometimes. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Dad, you're acting like a boy sometimes. What do you mean? They're saying this, and they're behaving like us. So let me go through our own boy tendencies. Blaming others. That's what boys do. It's not what men do. Making excuses. That's what boys do. That's not what men do. Quitting when things get hard. My God, this job, let me quit. That's
I can't recruit 5 people who recruit 5 people. I'm going to quit.
what boys do. That's not what men do. Seeking constant approval. You just want everybody to be happy with you all the time. Oh my God, conform, conform, conform. Can everybody be happy with me? Please, can everybody be happy with me? That's what boys do. It's not what men do. It's a very different mindset, right? Next, excessive video games. As a grown man, I have some people that are 40 years old, they play so much video game. That's what boys do, not what men do. Procrastinating, boys, not men. Poor time management, boys, not men. Avoiding difficult conversations, boys, not men. Boys avoid. Men have the conversation respectfully. Lying to avoid consequences. Boys, not men. We've all done it. Boys, not men. Being disrespectful to authority. Boys do that. As a man?
Scamming young Latina women as part of your multi-level marketing scheme. Boys? Or I guess men?
What are you doing? You're a grown man. Lack of self-discipline, sleep, screen time, porn. Boys. Boys. So if their daddy's doing this, why are you upset if they're doing it?
Gonna go ahead and click lewd innuendo since he mentioned porn. I'm gonna mention that.
Comparing yourself to others. Boys, not men. Not keeping commitments. Boys, not men. Poor listening skills. Boys, not men. We're not listening. Reacting emotionally to criticism. Boys, not men. Victim mentality. Boys, not men. Avoiding responsibility. Again, boys, not men. So imagine we're trying to raise men, but we're acting like boys. Man, that's a heavy message. Some people...
Facts, true. 35-year-old father of 3, respect to you, and I could give a webinar on how to be a good dad that's 200 times better than this. I believe you. I believe you so strongly.
Message me, they say, Pat, do you think this is worth watching with my kids? I said, do it at your own risk. I don't recommend it. Some of you guys right now may be telling your kids to kind of get out of the room. So,
kissing the ass of Donald Trump, definitely men.
get out of here.
Goliath boys, not men. Yeah, yeah. Goliath Ventures.
Let me watch this by myself. Boys.
Big ass bomba clock cup. Why you have such a big mug right there? A&W, watch out. A&W, watch your ass. Huh?
So if we're trying to be men, but we ourselves are acting like boys, how are we expecting our boys to be men? Then, as we're going through this, and we go and talk about the issues that we have with our parents, how did our mom show love? How did she discipline us? How did dad do it? Have we had those conversations with them? You know how many sit-downs of conversations I had with my mom and dad before having kids because I needed that limiting beliefs to be out.
I needed that limiting beliefs to be out. Holy English.
I asked my dad a question one time. I said, Dad, let me ask you. You work 6 days a week in Iran. I only saw you on Fridays. And in Germany, I went to a refugee camp. I was there for 18 months. I never saw you. Later on, when I came here, I didn't see you that often. Do you regret working that hard? He said, no. I said, why not? He says, look what kind of man you became.
Bro, people leave comments on my Instagram being like, I can't even listen to your normal voice anymore without hearing Pat, despite the fact that we don't sound alike at all, in my opinion. And now I feel like this motherfucker is making my English worse. Like I've been doing the impression so much, and I'm listening and watching to so much crap people send me with this guy that I've actually my English is worse. I'm like reading books with like extra complicated vocabulary to like keep my mind sharp, keep my intellect sharp. I'm walking around the house. So you look at something like what are we cooking for dinner tonight, right? And I'm going to my relative's house and we're doing this and that. I'm catching myself say XYZ now. I don't fucking say XYZ. I've never said XYZ ever. I've said like da-da-da-da-da or do-do-do-do-do. I've never said XYZ. Now all of a sudden I'd be like, yeah, we're doing it now, this and that, XYZ. Oop. If my bingo card has dad worked at 99-cent store, does him saying dad worked 6 days a week in Iran count? You know what? I am going to count that. Dad worked at a 99-cent store. Close enough. He worked 6 days a week where? At a 99-cent store. So we're getting close.
I wanted to raise a leader. I didn't want to raise a boy. Are we not friends? And I said,
I like how we're like we're doing a quiz in elementary school. And you're like, what if they wrote this? Do we still give them the mark? That's so funny to imagine Drew, 35 years old. Like, can I check this on my bingo sheet if this? Hilarious. Bored Black Sheep says, why does he speak worse English than me? He's the one living in the U.S., not me. Adam not representing us. Boys, not men. That's a beer mug. That's a pint. He just says things to say them and fill up time. Yep. Bored Black Sheep says, I had an uncle that would get drunk and speak with such confidence about life stuff. His wife left him, and he did not bother to go see the kids after. Bamba. What up, Monsoon Lagoon, again? Okay.
We are. Are you not a...
Him complimenting himself in his own stories. You're a great man. Let me watch it again.
Limiting beliefs to be out. I asked my dad a question one time. I said, Dad, let me ask you. You work 6 days a week in Iran. I only saw you on Fridays. And in Germany, I went to a refugee camp. I was there for 18 months. I never saw you. Later on,
Germany refugee camp. Yes, refugee camp in Germany is there. Fuck yes, we're actually killing them.
When I came here, I didn't see you that often. Do you regret working that hard? He said, no. I said, why not? He says, look what kind of man you became. I wanted to raise a leader. I didn't want to raise a boy. Are we not friends? And I said, we are. Are you not a net positive to society? We are, in his own language. He says, guess what? Then I did my job right.
You know I speak 5 languages.
I said, so you didn't miss working that hard? He says, no, I didn't. He says, I wanted to turn you into a leader so we can be friends for the rest of our lives. His words. He would always say that.
Made it up.
So have you had those conversations with your mom and dad? Or are you avoiding that conflict? Because that's what boys do. Do you know how respectfully confront your parents and have a conversation with them? I had this conversation with my kids 2 weeks ago at this taco place, and I said, hey, we need to learn how to manage expectations.
The word conversation needs to be on the bingo sheet as well. Let's see if this guy replied to me.
The next one is with our wives, with our spouse. Do you sit down and have these conversations? What kind of kids do we want to raise? What values do we want to teach them? Have you had that confrontation with your spouse? You need to have that. You can't wing parenting. It's hard. Then it comes last with the kids, which we'll get into. And I'm going to go through a few different things on what to do as us becoming better fathers. But there's this 6 different types of fathers out there, okay?
Oh, my God. Making it up.
The first type is the absent father. Physically or emotionally checked out. Child asks the question, who am I? Deep wound, authority, rebellion. Then you have the pacifist. Avoids all conflict and friction. Child's question, is anyone strong enough to stop me? Anxiety, lack of self-discipline. Why? Because the dad was a pacifist.
What is happening? What does this even mean?
Then you have the next one, the friend. Man, my dad is so cool. He smokes weed with me. Oh my God, I love Johnny's dad. Every time I go to his house, we get drunk together. Oh my God, I love Bobby's dad. He's so cool. He gives us the best weed. What are you talking about? Man, he's such a cool, I wish my dad is tough. Man, I just want to be a friend with my, dad. It's just a friend. I'm a friend. What kind of a father? Oh, we're friends. Before 18, your son doesn't want a friend. He's got friends. He needs a dad. Now we're friends. Then child's question, why should I try? Zero strength entitlement. Then you have the dictator. Hey, you better do this or else. Hey, you better do this or else. Hey, you better do this. Hey, why aren't you doing this? Hey, why aren't you doing that? Son wants a little bit of love. What if I fail? Always walking on eggshells. Some of you guys have gone through this.
Dave Vaughn in the chat. Pat having serious father-son conversations at a taco place. And we were at this taco place. It's called Taco D'Angelo. And so stupid.
Fear-based. No intimacy. Then you have the provider. It's purely money. Gives you money, does everything with money, but it's no time. There's no connection. There's no conversations. Does he even see me? Emotional disconnect. And then you have, last but not least, the builder. This is active love plus strong rules. How do I build my vision? Child is asking a question. Confident, grounded leaders. So as you're watching this yourself, you may be thinking, first thing we're probably thinking about is not what kind of a father we are, is what kind of a father raised us. And by the way, if you're comfortable posting in the comment section, post how you were raised. Then we ask, which one is you and I? How were we raised?
If you're watching in the comments, put in the comments, Goliath Ventures, are you going to pay back the money?
How did that impact you and I? Who do we want to be? And the simple question is easy. If you're absent, be present. If you're a pacifist, be a little bit more firm. I remember a lady told me at Neiman Marcus one time, or Nordstrom's, I was wrestling with Dylan, and she...
Or Morgan Stanley Dean Witter.
She was laughing, and she said, I remember my kids that were that young. So really, yes. So really, what do you kids do? Doctor, engineer, lawyer. Wow, all successful, all successful. What's the secret sauce? Can you give me 3 of them? She said, I'll give you one. I said, what's that? If you're ever going to threaten your kids, deliver on your threats. So really, if you're ever going to threaten your kids, deliver on your threats. Wow. If you don't, what is your voice has nothing. There is no weight here. So if you're a pacifist, be a little bit more firm. If you say no ice cream, right? Then you have, if you're a friend, start leading. If you're a dictator, start coaching. Lift up. And start kind of being gentle on the way counsel, the feedback you give them. Almost like how snow, it's snowflake, how it lands. It's a little bit gentle when it lands on the ground. Give feedback, but a little bit more gentle. Provider, be engaged. Get in the arena. More money. Things matter way more than just money. I don't care if you're buying me everything. I sometimes want to talk to you. I don't want just the car or the gift or the watches. I want you. I want you and I to spend time together.
Adonis says he's literally just reading ChatGPT. Pat GPT. Little bit. Pat GPT. Hey, Pat GPT, what's 5 plus 10? So you look at a number like 5, right?
And if you're a builder, do not stop. Do not stop, because you don't even know what's going to happen. You may be building some of the future leaders, future governor, future senator, future job creators that do incredible things, future pastors.
By the way, I just want to see something. There's 220 people watching. If everyone clicked like right now, like click the like button on the stream, I want to see if it would send out like a ping to people who subscribe to me that I'm live and like notify people who weren't notified. And like, I think if everybody clicked like right now, it would actually like significantly spike the viewers. I just want to see as an experiment. That dude 06, thank you for the super chat, but please don't let YouTube steal from you and use Streamlabs instead. Streamlabs link in the chat. He says, I'll take conversation that never happened for $400, Alex. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. That dude 06, legend. Thumbs up the ting. Thumbs up the ting.
Future present. We don't know what we're building. We're not going to know that. But to the builders, more power to you. Our goal, every day I try to look at something like, man, every day you're falling short. You're trying to do your best to be a builder every single day. So now 5 aspects of every single relationship that you ought to have these conversations with your spouse, your kids, your in-laws. Remember how I showed you all those things? Your boy tendencies, then your parents, then your spouse, then your kids. These 5 things in every relationship, I want you to apply this tonight if you can. Apply it this weekend on 4th of July with your family, with your kids, with your in-laws, with your parents. Sit down with your spouse. In every relationship, each party is thinking about 5 things. First thing is they have their own set of concerns. Like, let's just say somebody's getting married to another person. They have their own concerns. So does she. You have your own fears. So does she. You have your own assumptions of her. She's got her own assumptions of you. You have your own motives. So does she. You have your own ask. So does she. Last week, 2 weeks ago, my son had a tournament at IMG. We're at IMG on the way
Shopping
back.
online.
I'm having a conversation with one of my kids about his career on he should consider.
Look at that big guzzle. Look at that big swig he took.
2 weeks ago, my son had a tournament at IMG. We're at IMG on the way back. I'm having a conversation with one of my kids about his career on he should consider wanting to go to an Ivy League school. And all of a sudden he's like, Ivy League school? I said, yeah, why not? He says, are you just doing it because you didn't go to college? I said, you think I'm doing it just because I want you to go? Yeah, I think. What would make you say that? I wrote a book called Drop Out and Get School. I made a video called College is a Scam. Then why would you say I should go to school? I said, okay, we got a 2-hour drive left. We're leaving from Naples. And we're at this restaurant, Milano Cafe, incredible food, incredible burrata cheese salad, phenomenal balsamic glaze, great place.
Just has to talk about the menu of the restaurant. Amazing what? Ricotta salad? What did he say?
Milano Cafe, incredible food, incredible burrata cheese salad, phenomenal balsamic glaze, great place.
Amazing burrata cheese salad, phenomenal balsamic glaze. This guy is different, bro. This guy is different.
So we come back home. Father's Day, they do their thing. Everybody goes to take a shower. So it's me and him in the kitchen. I said, you and I have an appointment right now. Grab a seat. He sits down. I take out my paper and pen, and I write down concerns. I write down motives. I write down assumptions, fears, and asks. I said, what are your concerns when it comes down to you and I doing career planning together? He's telling me. I write mine. He says, all those concerns you have, we're on the same page. These are mine. Oh, wow, we're on the same page. We are. What assumptions do you have? He gives me his assumptions. I give mine. Wow. I said, are those right? I said, nope, you don't have to assume that. I don't even think, oh, that's great to know. How about mine? That I also don't think about. Like, for instance, I said, do you worry that I don't want you to be more successful than me? He says, not at all. I know you want me to be more successful than you. We went through every one of these. By the time it's done, family comes back downstairs. Everyone's out of the showers. I look at Jennifer. I say, hey, can you tell mommy, out of all the conversations and sit-downs you and I have had in our lives about your life, where do you rank this today's sit-down? He says, this is the second most important meeting you and I have had. Why? Because we sat down and we addressed it. But you got to do this with your wife, with your parents, with every one of your kids, with everybody in your life. You got to do this. And we got to get in the habit of confronting respectfully. So, your next moves today, okay, after today's conversation, 20 rules as a father. Let's go through this together because we're all.
I mean, to me, this is so obviously ChatGPT, the lists, the way it's constantly putting everything in list format, you know? Like, top 5 this, top 10 that, top 20 this.
Almost at the end of it, 22 minutes. And remember, everything I'm going through, you guys going to get a way to get the PowerPoint I'll share with you at the end, as well as the notes and a PDF, so hang tight. And for some of you guys that have questions, I'm going to tell you how you can get on a 90-minute webinar that we'll do where you can actually engage and ask questions about this. But let's go through the 20 rules for fathers. Number 1, prepare them for the day you won't be here, because one day you won't be.
So
everything about us with them is to replace what we're doing with them. We're doing estate planning the other day. My wife and I are sitting there in our estate planner. Everybody's in the room. Tom is in the room, and we're talking about how to do the finances. And she says, babe, you have to start teaching everything to the boys on what you do on your philosophy with investments, because one day when you're not here, they need to know what to do with. I said, yep.
They need to know how to invest. Goliath Ventures get 3 to 5% every month. Definitely not a Ponzi scheme, but the due diligence isn't showing anything for us to be concerned about, right?
You're right. We're going to be doing that. Why? Everything is preparing them for the day they're not going to be here.
My concerns are Goliath, right? It's so funny that in the theme song, it says, there's the line, why would you bet on Goliath when we got Bet David? And then Goliath was the name of the Ponzi scheme. He's just recycling monologues from different live streams. Have you ever, that's all he's ever done. The number of times this man would ask you to rank conversations you've had with him would be so painful. Oh my God, can you imagine? You talk to him, rank that conversation we just had. How awkward would that? How unnatural. Reborn fathers. Yeah, you look at a lot of different fathers, the way they doing this and that, XYZ, right?
Whether it's business, how they carry themselves, what kind of a husband they're going to be, father, mothers, wives. My daughter and I have a meeting tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow we got a gubernatorial debate, but in 2 days. All of that. But we're preparing for one day that you won't be there, that I won't be there. Number 2, don't try to please everybody. You have to be a little bit more firm around the people in your life.
A little bit more firm.
That are trying to raise your kids in their own way. That may not be the way you're doing it. We had standards I created in our house about reading. And 2 or 3 days I came home and I noticed the standards wasn't being held. And I told my nanny, I said, Melva, I love you. But I'm telling you right now, 20 years from now, people are not going to say, who were these kids' nanny? They're going to say, who was the father? I said, please follow my standards or we're going to have a problem. And I don't have 50 standards. It's 3 standards. She says, Daddy, you'll never have to worry about it. My nanny's like...
Your nanny called you daddy?
Our mom. She's been with us for 18 years almost in our house.
18 years? Your oldest kid is 14. What are you talking about? You say you got married at 30. You're now 47. So you've been together 7. Okay. So you got married and you had a nanny as soon as you were... Like as soon as you got married, you guys had a nanny? You didn't even... Like before you even had kids? You and your wife didn't even just spend any time living together with... Why the fuck would you need a nanny when it was just you two? Go back.
Tweeting in our house about have to be a little bit more firm around the people in your life that are trying to raise your kids in their own way. That may not be the way you're doing it. Don't try to please everybody.
Okay.
You have to be a little bit more firm around the people in your life that are trying to raise your kids in their own way. That may not be the way you're doing it. We had standards I created in our house about reading. And 2 or 3 days I came home and I noticed the standards wasn't being held. And I told my nanny, I said, Melva, I love you. But I'm telling you right now, 20 years from now, people are not going to say, who were these kids' nanny? They're going to say, who was the father? I said, please follow my standards or we're going to have a problem. And I don't have 50 standards. It's 3 standards. She says, Daddy, you'll never have to worry about it. My nanny's like our mom. She's been with us for 18 years almost in our house. She says, you don't have to worry about it. Well, I'm not trying to please everybody. I'm trying to set standards and stay firm with these standards because I'm trying to develop leaders. I'm a builder. You're a builder. Don't try to make everybody happy around you. You're going to fail miserably.
What the fuck? Okay, this is Melva, apparently. I Googled PBD Melva, and there's a post here of 2019 from Jen Bet David. So she's obviously older. So maybe she's like, maybe it's like an immigrant thing. Maybe, you know, she's like, okay, daddy, don't worry. Like she's referring to him as daddy, as like the daddy of the house, and not like, you know, in a type way. You know.
Number 3.
A nanny who's like their mom that calls him daddy. I mean, come on. You don't understand. He's taking you there. Think about it. Yeah. Who the fuck ranks a convo? It's actually psychotic and insane that he makes up these fake stories, says Rock Official. She never said that, says MHS I4. Okay. Who the fuck is he to give father advice like he's the perfect father? He thinks because he got scam money, he knows it all, says Rock Official. Allegedly, in his opinion. Bro, don't make sense.
Learn to confront respectfully and teach people how to confront respectfully.
Phenomenal balsamic glaze. It's the name of my next book, actually.
I teach my kids how to confront me respectfully. I teach my executive team how to confront each other, including me, but respectfully.
I teach people who work for me that do the production for my podcast for years how to leave and work for a different podcaster, but then I allegedly, according to some people, speculatively sabotage their post Patrick Bet David Valuetainment career by spreading lies. It's so funny that he's talking about, like, he's presenting this image of himself like he's this level-headed, you know, I teach people how to confront me. I get the impression, I get the feeling, I'm speculating here, but I get the impression of the way, you know, even Adam on his podcast is like, sorry, sir, that actually you have a bunch of yes men who are scared of you or intimidated by you and put their tail between their legs, and nobody actually really confronts you like that. I also know from firsthand accounts, I guess I'm relaying it secondhand, but people who used to work for this guy, people who had interactions with this guy directly. I mean, even look at my multi-level misery video with Emmanuel Rosales, which exceptional video, talking about his experience in PHP and with Patrick specifically, and Patrick telling him that like the most he's ever going to achieve is working at a Nissan dealership, when he was telling this to a young guy, a young man in his 20s. So this idea that Patrick is anything but a bully, based on the stories that I've heard, is just funny to me.
It's a very, very important skill set to learn. This is one of the things we talk about at the Vault Conference a lot.
Oh, I see now. Is this whole video just leading up to a big pitch for Vault Conference?
It's always about this.
Will Goliath Ventures be there again this year?
On how to have these types of conversations. It's very important. It's a very valuable skill set. If you learn how to do this in your family, you learn how to do it in your business, and every aspect of your life, you're going to be a valuable asset. Number 4, deliver on your threats. I shared with that briefly earlier with you. Number 5, create an environment where debate is welcomed. Every time we go to dinner, we're debating. We're always arguing as a family. We're always arguing.
Patrick thinks life is like a movie. He's Al Pacino and everyone has to kiss his ring, says Adonis. Hilarious.
Horror movies good to watch? No. Yes. Tell me why no. Tell me why yes. Do you agree? No. Did he change your mind? Did she change your mind? No.
Oh, bingo sheet. I forgot about the bingo sheet. Name drops Vault Conference. Let's see. Having dinner? How is having dinner not on here? This and that. I'm sure he must have said this and that. Let me look at the transcript of the video. If I search this and that, X, Y, Z. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you what happened with X, Y, Z. He says it 3 times. This and that. Oh, he hasn't said this and that. Okay. I stand corrected.
Why do you think it's good to watch scary movies? Faith. How do you know Jesus? How do you know? Tell me, why shouldn't we look at another religion? Capitalism, socialism, economy, money, exercise. And why should we exercise?
Multi-level marketing, Ponzi schemes. What should we, are they good? Or are they bad? Should we take money from them? Should we make money from them?
Maybe we shouldn't exercise. Why worry about our diet? Why have a good hygiene? Why not just let yourself go? We literally debate everything together, and the kids are programmed to debate each other. It's constant. Why? It's a very important skill set. It gets the brain to be a little bit more witty and sharp and on top of it. So choose topic. This weekend when you go to dinner with your family.
Islam, Qatar. We're talking about it as a family. His daughter's 5. She's like, I like Islam. He's like, no, you don't.
4th of July. Take 3 topics if you're not good at this, typically facilitating. Take your family to dinner and debate 3 issues with them. Debate 3 issues with them. See what they tell you.
Stupid ass fucking delusional world these people live. Javier Sanchez, this and that. There goes a bag for you. Here go 2 mo for y'all. Appreciate you. Legend. Where's my here go 2 mo for y'all?
Can you bless me with something?
Oh, gosh.
Money-wise.
Here go
2 more for y'all.
Here go 2 mo for y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Did I miss it? Did I miss one?
It'll be one of the funnest moments you'll have in your kid.
Javier, legend. Thank you, bro.
Can't wait to do it again.
Also, what a stupid thing to say. Look at this crazy frame I've paused on. What a stupid thing to say. I mean, these people are so delusional and out to lunch, these rich people who are like, take your family out to dinner and debate 3 topics. It's like, motherfucker, people are struggling right now, bro.
Kids will say, what are we debating tonight? What's the next one, right? Number 6.
Such a Torah study thing to do, you know? This is like, you know, you learn about how like in synagogue, they sit around the young men and they literally do this as like a assignment, is debate every topic under the sun as part of Torah study. That's what the Talmud is. It's rabbis debating different topics, basically every topic under the sun. So it's very orthodox of Patrick, very orthodox Jewish of Patrick to be running his household like this.
Create rituals and traditions the family looks forward to.
Rituals and traditions, okay. Witty and sharp, and he can barely speak correctly. Dad showing up with debate notes at dinner is not how you fix a family. There he is. He always references the Kennedys about how they used to debate at the dinner table. I thought I was going to be Mr. Olympia and marry a Kennedy, right?
Weekly, our dinner when we have every week, everybody looks forward to, because it's 3 hours that nobody has their phone. Everybody looks forward to it. 2 weeks ago when my son went to IMG, he came and he says, hey, since we're not going to dinner this Saturday night because I'm out, we're going to have our family dinner on Wednesday night. He coordinated it. And we're like, oh, okay, great. If I'm out of town and I miss dinner, you know what they say? Hey, what happened? What happened to our tradition? They're holding the family accountable now. You know why that's important? Because God willing, later on when they have their own family, what are they going to say? Every Saturday, you know how that works. They're going to do it themselves. So what? Tradition. Put this flipping thing away. Then create tradition quarterly. You and your wife have your weekend. Get away for 2 nights, maybe 1 night. Summer, experience together. If you can't afford it, do a weekend out. Christmas, tradition. New Year's Eve, every New Year's Eve, we're at the house. We go to Barnes & Noble. We buy 50 magazines and books. We go to Michael's. We buy boards. We buy frames. We buy glue. We buy scissors. We come to our house. We do each other's vision boards. And we finish at 12:30. Everybody shows their vision board.
Pat just doing his on ChatGPT. Pat GPT.
Every year the kids look forward to this. You know what's the benefit of it? I'm hoping later on when they're older, they want to stay with daddy and mommy on New Year's Eve, because bad things happen on New Year's Eve. And everyone's
the Muslims are outside on New Year's Eve, right?
Dreaming. Show me your vision board. Show me your vision board. It's incredible when we go through it together. But you ought to create traditions. Again, this is something you ought to have with your wife. Remember the concerns, assumptions, fears, motives, and asks. These are things you want to bring up to your wife. Babe, I'm wondering what kind of traditions we need to create. This is one of my concerns. What's my motive? My motive is I want to create a tradition where the family stays together. My fear is if we don't, they're going to be divided later on when they're not going to be together. And I'm assuming you want the same thing as well. I do. Great. Here's my ask. Boom. Make sense? 7. Create a clear currency in your house. For too many people, it's like, wash this, clean this, do this. For us, it's reading. The other night, it's 11 o'clock at night. I go to the room. My 10-year-old daughter is sitting there reading a book. I said, babe, why are you reading? You've already read your pages today. She says, no, Daddy, I can't put this book down. Bingo. She's addicted to reading. How awesome is that?
Motherfucker, some kids just like to read. Some kids don't. My two nieces, the older one, she loves reading. She's not forced to do it. The younger one, not as much.
You keep a standard of them reading, and then all of a sudden they read, not because you're telling them. Now they're addicted to an incredible addiction that changes people's lives. But you got to choose what the currency is in your house. Number 8, don't just share success stories. Share massive failures with your kids.
She's like, I just couldn't put the book down, Daddy, and it was his book.
Let me tell you about Bobby. Let me tell you about Larry. Let me tell you what happened with XYZ. Let me tell you what happened with this person.
Is XYZ on anyone's bingo sheet in the chat? XYZ? Come on, fuck. I'm not going to hit it, dude. I'm not going to hit it.
Tell you what happened with that person. Share stories of what mistakes they made. I tell so many horror stories to to my kids.
Yeah, boom needs to be on the bingo card for sure.
I tell so many horror stories. There used to be a guy who had a 3.5 GPA, much smarter than me. But let me tell you what he did. One time there's this kid that came to us, and I give nicknames. His name was Beaveretti, and he came here and introduced my best friend to cigarettes. And then another guy introduced him to alcohol. And then next thing you know, that led to marijuana and then led to ecstasy. And then I went to the army and I came back, and this guy was selling Xanax and Vicodin and all this stuff. And then next thing you know, he died from overdose. No way, Daddy. This guy was smarter than me, charming, charismatic. We were best friends. I lost him. I'll never forget that day that I lost this guy. We tell too many success stories. They say Indian parents raise very good kids. Chinese parents, there's that...
you look at somebody like a Vivek, right?
Tiger Mom or whatever that book that came out. You know what Indian and Chinese parents have in common? They judge a lot. That friend's not a good friend for you. That person's not a good person. Sometimes Americans are like, no, but maybe he changes. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What are you talking about? It's not okay. We had a kid that came to our house. I'm like, that kid can't come to our house again. I went sat outside and just watched him the entire time like a hawk to see what he was doing. I don't know this kid. And I got the right feeling. I don't know what his parents' standards are and how they're raising a kid, but
he was doing this and that. You can't be doing this and that when we're trying to do XYZ.
That's not my problem. I'm not going to have that standard influence my kid's standard.
The kid was Muslim.
No. So then we had a conversation now. Well, are you being a little too judgmental? That's my problem. You don't have to worry about it. So, oh my God, it's not fair to do that. No, we got to have these conversations with them. We got to.
I want to see the word map of this video. Like, actually, I can. Holy fuck, I'm actually a genius. I'm actually a genius, humbly speaking. I'm going to take the transcript. I'm going to copy the transcript. I'm going to open ChatGPT. I'm going to create a new chat. I'm going to copy this YouTube transcript in there, and I'm going to say, sort this transcript by the most used words and how many times they were used to the least. Does that make any sense? All right, let's see. I don't need the high level thinking. Give me the instant fucking. Just give me the instant. High level conversation. Oh Jesus Christ! Answer now, motherfucker. Come on. You're just sorting words from a transcript. Sort this transcript. Sort this transcript. Patrick Bet David reading an article. Sort this transcript by the most used words.
Sometimes we're too passive.
We'll come back.
Number 9, ask real life type of situation questions. What happens if your sister, one day she's going to school and you find out her best friend is selling drugs and cocaine? How do you address that?
Drugs and cocaine. Holy.
Who do you go to first? Do you come to me first? Do you talk to your sister? Do you go talk to the friend? Do you talk to each other as siblings? How do you address that? What do you do if one day one of your brothers got a black eye and another kid punch him in the face and beat him up? What do you do when you go to school the next day? Why would you do that? You think that's the right thing to do? What do you do with it? You're asking case study type of questions. At the Vault, one of the things we do is we ask case study type of questions with 12,000 people They all go into groups of 4 and 5, and they're processing the case together. It's a powerful thing.
Okay, here. Here's the analysis. 13,000 words, 1,633 unique words. You, to, I, the, and. Okay, yeah, basics. Let's see. These are all basic type words. Oh, shit, they made a... All right. This, that, do. Okay. Let's find daddy. Can I search daddy? 301 instances of the word daddy. It's ranked holy. The word daddy, there's no way it was said 301 times. This thing is bugging. There's no way you said daddy 301 times. This thing is broken. Daddy. I have 24 total here. So how the fuck do you figure that it said that many? ChatGPT is... Okay. ChatGPT is broken.
We do it in every single business that we run. We do case studies, but we also do it with our family. Number 10, allow your kids to negotiate better terms with you. Like a lot of time we'll say something like, hey, Dad, can I negotiate on why we should go to XYZ? I said, okay, go ahead, propose. Well, you've said many times it's important to keep the family together. So we were thinking it's better if we go here because it's a 3-hour drive. On the drive there, we can talk and have some fun. And then when we get there and da-da-da-da-da, and I'm just saying what's important to you, Daddy. That's a pretty good to go. You know what? You closed me. All right, we're going to do that. Let me tell you why I think we need to go to XYZ restaurant than the other restaurant. I'm not open to it.
Julissa in the chat. You guys will recognize Julissa from the brand new Multi-Level Misery episode that came out today, sharing her story about being an Amway. Meow, 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 meow. Go show some love to her on her plant page if you're into plants. And go show some love to that episode of Multi-Level Misery so that the sponsors don't get mad at me and say that it performed below their expectations and that I can keep getting that bag. Go thumbs up the ting and drop a comment.
Can I negotiate? Go ahead. What do you want to say? I noticed last time we were there, you were also saying that they seem to use a little bit too much oil. And I've been listening to you lately. You're talking about your health a lot. Do we really want to go take our family somewhere where they use more oil than another restaurant? I'm like, this freaking kid. They're talking like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's funny as hell. But they're negotiating. And I'm like, you want to raise good negotiators one day. You want to raise good negotiators. Let them negotiate with you better terms. As long as it's good for them and their family. Not like, let me negotiate like my youngest daughter does on how to get 5 of those necklace candy. You know what the necklace candies that you eat? So can I put 5 of them? No, you can't get 5 of them. Under no circumstances can you get 5, necklace candies. No, we're not doing that, right? 11, teach your kids math and problem solving. Parents, I'm begging you, stop telling your kids you hate math. Stop bitching about math in front of your kids. You're teaching them to hate math. You know when somebody says to me they hate math, what I think they're saying to me? Can I tell you this?
I hate money. Oh, God. I have to clip this. I already know this is going to be some bullshit.
Stop bitching about math in front of your kids. You're teaching them to hate math. You know when somebody says to me they hate math, what I think they're saying to me? Can I tell you this? Every time I hear a parent say they hate math,
I hate money is what he's going to say.
You know what I think they're saying? I think they're saying they hate solving big problems.
Okay.
That's what my interpretation is of you. Stop saying you hate math. Maybe you had a bad teacher that was lousy, but math is life. We'll be at dinner and we'll play a game. All our kids are sitting on. Here's how the game goes. What's 1 times 1? Daddy, that's too easy. Go. 1. 2 times 2, 2. 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 4, 16. 5 times 5, 25. 6 times 6, 36. 7 times 7, 49. 8 times 8, 64. 9, 81. 100. 11 times 1, 21.
100 million. 500 million. Was it 500 billion times 500 billion? He gets to the point where he's like, 50 billion times 50 billion. Brooklyn, to you.
144, 169. We do this until we're like 27, 28, 29. And I'm like, I want you to do without paper. Don't help them. I want you to do without paper. Oh, man, I missed it. You're close by 2. All right, let's go again. Give me a tough one, Dad. 14 times 38. No paper. And then problem solving. Stop. Take these words out of your mouth. I hate math. Stop saying that. Your kids are confused. They also hate math because of you. You know what I'm saying? Stop saying it. Maybe you'll do, maybe you won't. It is what it is. Maybe that's a tough challenge for some of us to do that. All right, next, 12. There's more caught than taught in parenting. We can teach them all we want. They're watching us. So let's do better.
He's so good at basic multiplication.
Number 13. Guy asked me a question the other day. Carson, who's my physical therapist, love this guy. His wife's pregnant. They just came back from Paraguay. They were celebrating when Paraguay won.
Oh my God. Think of all he just said right there. Actually process this for a moment. Listen.
Guy asked me a question the other day. Carson, who's my physical therapist, love this guy. His wife's pregnant. They just came back from Paraguay. They were celebrating when Paraguay won. And every time we do physical therapy,
You could have just said, a guy asked me a question and then said what it was. Yeah, his name's Carson. He's my physical therapist. His wife's pregnant. They just got back from Paraguay. They love Paraguay. They were celebrating when Paraguay won in the World Cup. All this, I mean, you could have just made it up as well. But all this extra bullshit information that we don't need. This does not make him a good storyteller. This makes him a blathering yapper who's trying to distract you from what the non-point is that he's making so that he can sell you a ticket to the Vault conference or some $600 shoes.
He's always asking questions. He sees me with the kids and all this stuff, and
he knows about math but doesn't know the exponential growth rate of an MLM. Yeah. Brooklyn, what's 5 times 5? Dilly, times 5 again. Tico, times 5 again. Santa Rose, times 5 again. That's how it works, baby. That's business. That's capitalism. That's hilarious.
So what do you do with this, and what do you do with that, and what do you do with that?
Yeah, amazing food, balsamic glaze, the ricotta cheese salad.
And it was a conversation with him or another fellow that I was talking about, and I said, when it comes down to kids, there's 3 things I look at. This was with Will Hall. Will Hall is the conversation. I said, I watch my kids on what they're interested in, but I don't invest a lot in your interests. I invest a little bit more into your passions, but I over-invest into your obsessions. It's that simple for me. My entire goal with my kids is to put them in a different environment to see what they get obsessed about. I realized my oldest son loves scary movies, so I said, hey, by 17 years old, let's go ahead and direct a scary movie. I'll put a budget together for you, but you need to go.
I can't wait to see this movie.
Read this book by Stephen King. Read this book by Jim Scott Bell. Da-da-da-da-da. No problem, Daddy. Let me get to work. Great. Every day he's here, they're working on a script together. But I don't fund interest. I fund passion a little bit. I will overfund obsessions. And share this with your kids. Interest.
Oh, my God.
Passion.
Brother, people are struggling to keep food on the table and put their kids in school, God forbid, college. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Also, those are really his kids' names, just so you know. I'm not making that up. Dilly, Tico, Brooklyn, and Santa Rose.
Obsessions.
So full of shit, made it up. Oh, my God. Do you guys be saying, like, do you guys be taking little isms that I say on the stream and, like, bringing it into your regular, like, everyday life? Like, do y'all be saying made it up at home and shit?
I got to where I got to because I got obsessed about what I'm doing. You got to wherever you got to that you won at whatever you did is because of obsessions. You got obsessed about something.
Right.
I tell my kid, I'm like, I don't think you're obsessed yet. I think you're just interested. No, Daddy, I'm passionate. No, I don't know about that. I don't know. You only train 20 minutes a day. That's passion. It's not obsession. Daddy, I'm obsessed. Oh, dude, you're obsessed now. And by the way, I'll tell him, obsession takes
Patty?
Daddy, I'm obsessed.
Patty. So did he just misspeak quoting his son, calling him daddy?
Oh, dude, you're obsessed now. And by the way, I'll tell him, obsession takes 18 months, not 1 month, not 1 week. Show me a little bit longer that you do without somebody telling you to do it. Interest, passion, obsession. Number 4. 14.
I say made it up every day at work. Hilarious.
Take your kids to where you work. I love kids. Today.
Yeah, I work on a fucking mine. What are those things called? Like an oil rig out on the ocean, out on the water. I work in the oil field.
Our chief HR officer's 2 daughters were here, RJ.
I work at McDonald's. I can't really bring my kid.
I love it. They were here running around. Great. Chief HR officer's 2 daughters were here, RJ. I love it. They were here running around. Great. My kids were here running around. Take your kids to the office.
What a professional environment. You're trying to work there. You have like a deadline. Patrick was just screaming at you. All of a sudden, Brooklyn, Tico, Dilly, and Santa Rose come in. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Got to be nice to my boss's kids. Show me a little bit longer.
Now you may say, Pat, our kids, I can't even take.
Julissa says sometimes I'll be driving and say Bomba Clap. You got to.
My own spouse to the office, let alone my kids. Find a way to take your kids to see where they work. Let them see what mommy and daddy does, if you're able to do it. We do it every day. Summertime, they're here every day. If I'm able to, I would do it school season, but they're in school. Next, a boy needs a present father, a strong belief system, standards, friction, and fun.
I've learned nothing from this. He took his kids to the Charlie Kirk funeral to get inspired. What a schmuck. So you look at somebody like Charlie Kirk, right? This is a guy who's very controversial, but you see a lot of people is here celebrating. Erica Kirk is there, glittery outfit, fireworks going off. So that's something you need to think about.
Let me target the last two. You need friction. A frictionless relationship is fake. And if you don't teach your kids that it's okay to have friction, what the hell?
Pat, we're over here, exactly. We're funding rent and electric and food and always Marco Streamlabs link in the chat. We don't have time to be worrying about all this extra stuff.
What are they going to do when they get a job and their boss has a tough conversation with them? You think they're going to fight, flight, or freeze? Because daddy didn't teach them friction, they're going to run away from every problem they have in their lives. Everything they do, boom, I'm running away. Why? Because I don't know how to manage friction. Make it be okay to have friction. Make it be okay to have issues. It's okay. And then have fun with them as well. Laugh. Let them see you laughing, having fun, enjoying, all of that. Don't be uncomfortable with that. But friction is a big part of it as well. We'll go a little bit deeper into this at the Vault Conference. I'm coming to the end of it, so I don't want to go over time because the USA is playing tonight against Bosnia. And us Americans, we kind of want to go watch that game, even though it's at 8 o'clock. At first, I thought at 6 o'clock, I said, we're screwed, guys. Then they said, no, it's 8 o'clock. Which is good. So let me get through it. Number 16.
From Supreme Leader to Planetary Daddy. Hilarious.
Create positive peer pressure for your kids to challenge one another. It's okay to have positive peer pressure. Negative peer pressure is here. Try this.
Do it, Drew. Drew's going to make a top 20 things you need to be a good dad, and we'll see who's better. Post it in the Discord. Post it in my Discord.
Johnny smoked as well. Positive peer pressure is, that guy's been reading for 2 hours. You've been sitting around playing video games. Let me read a book as well. That guy's working out, doing plank at 12 years old. You're sitting around having chips. Positive peer pressure. 17. Tell your kids you love them unconditionally. However, be very protective of how often you say, I'm proud of you. Be very protective of it. The other day at the house, we're celebrating my daughter's 5th birthday, and at the end of the day, there's like 5 fathers there, and we're all talking. I said,
Discord, oh, why is the link not working? Bomba Clap. I clicked the Bomba Clap button. Uh-oh, Wolfie Sue
1911 donated
like
15 Canadian dollars.
Link in
I'm
the,
glad
link in the
he's
chat.
finally starting to get exposed and you are the OG who has lead the charge. Here's a few bucks for your lawyer to defend yourself from these scumbags. God
Big
bless
up.
folded hands. #GPT #conversations
Respect.
together.
Respect, General. Thank you. Hey, we almost filled this entire donor goal, and I'm gonna have to. Y'all gonna make me put the cape back on. Y'all gonna make me put the Patrick Bet-David blue suit back on and start doing this and that. I should say. Appreciate you, Wolfie Sue. Thank you, Wolfie Sue. I don't have a bar to rhyme with that, but appreciate you. Mike Jones, welcome to the Discord. S Abdi 2020, welcome to the Discord.
how often did your dad tell you he's proud of you? This one guy's like, never. He was Indian. I said, wow, super successful guy, does very well as a lawyer. Roy, super successful. But to get I'm proud of you was a little bit tougher. Then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. It's like not a lot. Why? Can you imagine if everything somebody does, you say, I'm proud of you? Then what's the standard? Like, should I not keep that a little bit where when you say I'm proud of you, it's something that little bit you knew this kid was capable of doing, then you drop it and they cry? If you say I'm proud of you and the person walks away, that statement doesn't mean a lot to you. You've been throwing it around a lot. Throw I love you around all day long. Unconditional. I tell my kids, there's nothing you can do for me to love you more or love you less. But if you want me to be proud of you, you got to earn that. And that takes a while because man to man, you got to earn my respect on being able to say I'm proud of you. It took my dad 21 years, 22 years, 25 years to say I'm proud of you.
Do you know how many Latinas I had to recruit into my multi-level marketing scheme to get my dad to say I'm proud of you? It wasn't easy.
25, 20. I gave a talk in front of 1,000 people at 25. He finally said, I'm proud of you.
I mean, show me how you became who you are without showing me, you know. Justo Guillermo Montoya, 3821. Do a numbers guy bit about the ages. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, Dennis, to the Discord. Type shit.
First time.
Who's going to be the hero to fill the dono goal and just take us over the edge? Bring it home. 200 people watching. If everybody dropped $5, that's $20 billion, $50 billion. Rob, pull up ChatGPT and then put it into Grok. How much, if we have 215 people watching, how much money is they needing to put each in order to make $100 million? Let's start there. $100 million. 21, 22, 25. I actually want to do the math just for the fun of it. 100 million divided by 217 people. Guys, this is sick. Good news. Each of you only has to drop $460,829.49, and we're there. $100 million. Plus, factor in the people that are going to watch this on the replay. Pondy replay. I mean, it might be half of that. It might be a quarter of that. I'm a capitalist. So let's just err on the low side and say 100, 50. Come on, go. Who needs to? I don't need to do a fundraiser campaign talking about my lawsuit. We could do it here right now. Why not just do it right now? $100 million, $50 million. Why don't we just do it right now? I promise it's going to go to a good cause. I promise I'm not going to take the money and disappear and not ever post videos again. Did he make people pay for this dog shit? Thank you, Radis. And before anyone does anything, no super chat. YouTube takes 30% of those super chats. Streamlabs link, it's the pinned comment in the chat. Use that. It takes everything. PayPal, credit card, whatever. Did he make people pay for this? I hope not. I don't know. I seen that it's published to his YouTube channel publicly on July 9th. So I don't know if it was like previewed somewhere before that or something, but yeah.
First time. It's okay. Now, I'm not saying wait 25 years, but don't do it 50 flipping times a day. Save it a little bit. 18. Never avoid the tough conversations, especially the most sensitive ones. Have it with them. And you mean sensitive, I mean really sensitive, like sex, private parts, everything. Early. 19. Teach your kids
Oh my God. Lewd innuendo was already, okay.
Everything you know so they can outdo you. 20. Teach your kids how to make better case for what they want. Teach your kids how to make a better case for what they want. This kind of goes with the negotiating thing that we're talking about.
It's a complete retread of the negotiating thing.
Now, 10 conversations for you to have with your sons.
If you actually want to learn how to have high-level conversations and become a better speaker, this is actually something I have put a decent amount of time into learning about. You can book a one-on-one call with me. alwaysmarcomerch.com. We can honestly talk about whatever you want, but that's one of the ones that
Jess
people
just
always
dropped a bag,
DM
35 Canadian dollars and 7 cents.
80-10.
80 to 10.
Oh, Bumba Clot.
Anonymous just dropped a bag, 28 Canadian dollars and 6
The
cents.
Bumba Clot. It's rolling
Doing
in
my
now.
part to fill the dono goal.
You know what? Bumba Clot. Let's get it out of the way. Let's get it over with. I'm ready to go to bed. I gotta pee. I gotta eat. S. Abdi in the chat talking about high level. Julissa in the stream. Julissa in the Streamlabs as well. Actually, Anonymous in the Streamlabs as well, I meant to say. Jess, 8010, hilarious. Is this Jessica the pilot? Is this the same Jessica that's donated before on March 14th, 2026 at 10:01 p.m.? Hilarious. You guys are hilarious. You kill me. Thank you, guys. June! Book, bullet! Okay.
Elon Musk.
Before somebody else does.
Oh.
I'll go through these things a little bit quicker. We can talk about this together for some of you guys that may join us on that 90-minute webinar to ask any questions you have. Number one, the difference between being silly and funny. I don't like silly stuff. I like being funny, but I don't like silly stuff.
I love silliness. I really do.
One of my kids, one time I sat with him and I said,
I saw that, Julissa. My bad. I didn't mean to dox your dono right there. But yeah, appreciate you. Julissa. Big up, Julissa. Big up, big up, big up. Where's the big up? The youth them way out to Kingston. Where's the
Goals, man. The goals.
Big up the youth them way out of Kingston.
So true.
I got 2 more for y'all.
hey, are you in the business of being a clown? I said, you want to be a clown when you grow up? He said, what do you mean? I said, why are you trying to be silly in front of all your friends and they're all laughing at you? I went online. I said, what is the average salary of a clown in America? You know what the number was? $32,000. I said, you want to be a clown? Let's go help you become a clown. No, why are you doing this?
Such an asshole. Such an asshole. It was just due for goon tags. Appreciate you, Jeff.
I said, do you know the
Thank
difference
you.
between being silly and being funny? What's the difference? Silly is people laugh at you.
Hey, Patrick. I'm both, pussyclad. I'm both. Yeah, I'm both. Yeah, I had a drink. Yeah, I smoked. Said and I should do it, but I did. Sometime I was in the car the other day. We having dinner. I was with some relatives in the car the other day, jamming my country music. Everybody talks about the California quakes, but the first time I ever felt the earth shake was in Miami. When Amy touched me, always shook me. I told her I loved her and I wanted to stay, but she said, be sure, and I'll call you at 8. Even in the taxi, I could hear my telephone ring, calling me from Miami. And then my one relative was like, I didn't realize you're such a country music guy. I was like, oh, low-key trying to shame me. It felt like, anyways, trying to shame me for my country music vibe that I was on, because I was in my cowboy mode. I said, oh, you think it's like that? You think this is the only flavor I got? Okay, watch this.
Just give me the light. Just give me the light. Just give me the light.
Book, tune! Forward to the dance floor and pass the draw. The Bacalamo. She was like, no, stop. I was like, the girl them skiller cheat. Son Paul, some give it up. 5 million and 40 na t-shirt. Baby girl, all my girls, some give it up. Shonda Paul, cause I'm on the way that time. Gold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for sure. Keep playing with me and see. Keep playing with me and see where you end up.
What you were about to witness is real. The participants are not actors.
You think it's a game? Silly versus funny. I got everything. I got it all. You think I don't? Big bomber clad split for busting on me head. Hot sexy girl for say she want to give me head. When me turn red. Gymnastic. It's too vulgar. Wake up in the morning. You know, see that me bless. Smoke so much weed. Them thinking natty dread. And me not give a fuck. Me not give a rasclad. Bedroom bully. Make the pussy talk. And then I hit them with the Frank Sinatra. Everybody loves somebody sometimes. Everybody falls in love somehow. Something in my heart keeps saying, my sometime is now. Shana Paul and Beyonce. Oh boy, fulfill my fantasy. Keep playing. Keep playing. Silly. I'll get silly with it. You think I won't get silly? Oh, wait, a blood clot I go on. Then I'm going to get on the podcast. You know, the proposition of a multi-level marketing scheme is inherently fraudulent because it relies upon a mathematically exponentially growing number of recruits, which is practically unsustainable. And Just give me the light, I pass the draw.
Funny is we laugh together. Everyone's laughing at you. Stop being silly. Be funny.
Sorry.
There's a big difference. Unless if you want to be a clown or a comedian. But we need to break down the concept of silly versus funny. I don't like silliness all the damn time. So it's a little bit unattractive.
I love it.
We need to have that conversation about silliness, about being funny. Number 2.
Do you want to be a Nissan dealer? Let's go help you be a Nissan dealer. PBD doesn't like talking about poo-poo and pee-pee. That's silly, yeah. He asked his son, why do you have a personality? Marco was definitely cosplaying in his bedroom. Oh, yeah. You want to be a dance hall artist or a rapper? You only make $32,000 a year? Okay, go be a dance hall artist. You want to go be a dance hall artist? Broke off your back. Start dirty whining. Start dirty whining in the valuetainment office.
Sincere compliment game. One time, 2 of my kids went at it pretty hardcore. They had a big fight. I took them.
It was Dilly and Tico.
Upstairs. This was also a good excuse for me to get 15 minutes with my wife of an extracurricular activity. If some of you guys know what that means, it's super necessary.
Whoa. You were what?
Took them upstairs. This was also a good excuse for me to get 15 minutes with my wife of an extracurricular activity. If some of you guys know what that means, it's
I'm absolutely disgusted, Patrick Bet David.
Would that be cool?
At the implication. Where's the Ray Higdon sound where he's like, ah? That's me right now, listening to this bomba clot.
6 bomba rascal, pussy bomba blood clot egg.
I can't find it, but wow.
Super necessary.
15 minutes, eh? Lucky girl.
I put an iPad in front of my 2 boys. I said, for 15 minutes, I want to see who can give better sincere compliments to the other one.
This is the guy teaching you how to be a better parent, by the way. Marco, you're not beating the allegations that you were Jamaican in your past life? Today. Now.
And they're like, come on, Daddy. And by the way, they're trying to fight it. You know what they're trying to do? I said, I want you guys to go through it together. And they're sitting there looking at each other and all this stuff. And they start complimenting each other. I said, no, you can do better than that. You can do better than that.
They start kissing.
You can do better than that. You can do better than that. And then they got real. And then I watched that 15-minute video. It is so awesome.
Wait, he's filming them doing this. Oh my God, the worst punishment.
What they did.
When you're angry at your brother and you want to kill him, and your dad sets up a tripod and says 15 minutes, say the nicest shit you can say about each other. You know what? Just throw me out the house.
So beautiful. And I came back. Mommy and I had a good time together. They went 30 minutes. 15 minutes became a 30-minute thing.
They're like sitting in there in front of the iPad being filmed, trying to compliment each other, and they just hear Patrick pounding it in the other room, pounding their mom in the other room. This sex is so high level. And then he hears them giving their mom the debrief after they have sex. He's like, so where would you rank that session that we just had of all the times we've done it before, right? Write it down. I want you to film yourself giving a review about how you thought that was. Am I going deep enough? Am I not? We don't know. Am I doing the thing that you like when I'm doing this and that? Or do you prefer when I'm doing X, Y, Z? Oh my God.
They got to learn to protect each other and be complimentary to each other. Don't get me wrong. Our boys fight. We have a rage baiting type of a culture as well. We troll. We do all that other stuff.
So you're allowed to rage bait and troll, but you're not allowed to be silly or goofy, whatever. Come on. That come on, Daddy was yeah. Hey, yo. Tom, can you do a chart?
But you never disrespect your siblings.
And gave her a list of goals and improvements.
In front of other strangers. And if strangers disrespect your siblings in front of you, you better defend your siblings. Privately, we can make fun of each other and laugh a little bit. Publicly, we protect each other. Have that conversation with your kids. Number 3, your last name. Explain to them why your last name is important. Sell it to them. They need to be proud of it.
Because it means it translates to House of David, referring to the character of David in the Bible story, aka the Israelites, and my dad is owned by Israel, allegedly.
They need to be proud of it. They need to be proud of your last name. They need mommy and daddy to sell them why their last name is special. There needs to be a level of pride on what that last name is all about. I'll tell you, there was one story that I had one time that I would always tell my kids, what's the most powerful last name in the world? Bet David. What's the most powerful last name in the world? Bet David. One day one of my kids says, Daddy, how do you know? So what do you mean? How do you know it's the most powerful last name in the world? I said, you ask me, how do I know? Yeah. I said, I know because I believe it.
You want to know how I know? I'll tell you how I know. You ready for how I know? Luigi's writing me a letter.
I know because I believe it. And I told them stories about their grandfather. I told them stories about what we've done as a family, how far along we've came.
How many people we recruited, how many Latina single moms we recruited.
And how we're just getting started, and they need to be proud.
How we talked about the Muslims, how we talked about the LGBT.
I said, do you believe it's the most powerful last name in the world? He then looks at me and says, now I do, Daddy. It's a beautiful, buddy. Sell your family to your kids over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. Number 4, what a man's body goes through.
Please don't even tell me this.
Talk about all the awkward stuff. Fathers do it, or else somebody else will. Right? The whole thing would, there's a couple things that's going to come out of your dangling.
So you're not allowed to be silly.
Adam donated 10 Canadian dollars. Bro, where PBD is insane.
Thank you, Adam. Adam from PBD Podcast, presumably. So you're not allowed to be silly and goofy, but you're allowed to refer to it as a ding-a-lang. Out of my what? Hilarious. This was a fa moment. I mean, absolutely crazy. Absolutely can't believe you've done this. He swears he's in the mafia. Yeah. The Bombano family is the most important family in all of New York, kid. How do you know? How do I know? You asking me how I know? Because I believe it. The Gambino family is the most important family in the world. What are the couple things? Yeah, literally. What are the couple things that are going to be coming out of your dingling? I have to tell people what I do for work. Like, people ask me, well, what do you do for work? I'm a YouTuber. And then imagine somebody comes to my channel and they're watching this video and it's me listening to this 47-year-old man talk about, you want to talk to your son about what's coming out of his dingaling, right? Dilly dingaling.
Right? The whole thing would, there's a couple things that's going to come out of your dangling. One of them is peeing, and the other one's going to be weird when it happens.
Oh my God. We know. Just
let me tell you what it's all about.
Let me tell you what it's all about. How much do you know about it?
Right? The whole thing would,
clipping this.
But, there's a couple, or else somebody else will. 4, what a man's body goes through. Talk about all the awkward stuff. Fathers do it, or else somebody else will. Right? The whole thing would, there's a couple things that's going to come out of your dangling. One of them is peeing, and the other one's going to be weird when it happens. Let me tell you what it's all about.
Let me tell you what it's all about. Going to start a crowdfund to get you the Future Looks Bright shoes. Hilarious. Thank you, bro. Dude.
Right? The whole thing would awkward stuff. Fathers do it, or else somebody else.
I'm trying to clip this.
Number 4, what a man's body goes through. Talk about all the awkward stuff. Fathers do it, or else somebody else will. Right? The whole thing would, there's a couple things that's going to come out of your dangling. One of them is peeing, and the other one's going to be weird when it happens. Let me tell you what it's all about. Oh my God, this thing just got awkward. If you think this is awkward, imagine a stranger having a conversation with your son.
Let me tell you what it's all about is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, appropriate time to use the fa sound effect. Oh my God. Patrick bet dingling. Oh my God. When Rob disappears, Marco had the info. Come on now. Subscribe, Millennium Man. Subscribe. Streamlabs link in the chat. Thumbs up the thing. Need to be a father like the Shah. Yeah, what are the couple things, Davon? P? But you don't need to have a conversation with your son about pee. He's been peeing since he was born. They already know about pee by the time they hit puberty. You don't need to talk to your son going through puberty about pee.
What awkward? Awkward is not having this conversation. I never understood when fathers have a hard time having this conversation with their kids. Have the flipping conversation. I'm going to have the conversation. One time we're in the shower, I said, hey, I looked at my boys. Whose pee-pee is that?
Whoa. Hold on.
Never understood when fathers have a hard time having this conversation with their kids. Have the flipping conversation. I'm going to have the conversation. One time we're in the shower, I said, hey, I looked at my boys. Whose pee-pee is that? Mine. Whose is that? Mine. Whose is this? Yours, Daddy. I said, who gets to play with that? Who? Only you. And yours is you. And mine's your mommy.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marco in our forum, the Goon Court.
Wait a minute. Hold up a damn minute, bro. You're in the shower with your kids? First of all, with two of them at the same time? And that's how you said, whose pee-pee is that? Bro. I'm literally speechless. I'm rarely ever speechless. I try to stop making content about this guy, and then people send me shit like this. And I'm like, okay. And mine's your mommy. And then telling your kids, too, that, like, you're only allowed to play with that, you're only allowed to play with that, and then only your mommy is allowed to play with this. It's like, did they need to... I don't know how old they are in this story. Too young to be showering by themselves, I'm guessing, which would then mean that they're too young to be learning about their mommy playing with your thing. I would think. This dude is insane. I'm sorry, I gotta rewind it and spin that back. We gotta watch that again, bro. I look at my boys and said, whose pee-pee is that? What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
Conversation. One time we're in the
ChatGPT did not. They need Rob back to like reel things in. This is insane.
Conversation with their kids. Have the flipping conversation. I'm going to have the conversation. One time we're in the shower, I said, hey, I looked at my boys. Whose pee-pee is that? Mine. Whose is that? Mine. Whose is this? Yours, Daddy. I said, who gets to play with that?
Oh my God.
Who? Only you. And yours is you. And mine's your mommy. But I said, one day, you're going to find somebody that's going to play with that. But that's a lot of years from now. It's going to be a girl because we got to make some kids. But do you understand? So, oh my God, this is such a tough conversation. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a tough conversation. What world do you think we're living in? You know what kind of porn is online?
Oh my goodness. Did you need to have the conversation right there in the shower while all three of you were naked? You know? You couldn't have like talked to each of them one at a time and told them like when it was appropriate, you know, like when you're in the car with them by themselves, you know, or like at some time where it came up in conversation because they were curious, like you had to do it then and there and made sure they saw yours and got the visual of their mom playing with it and told them at a young age to imagine a girl playing with. Like, this just makes it worse. You're making it worse and worse. This sounds so not even pause. Like, this is actually I'm gonna, when I post the clip of this shit is gonna go insane. I just feel it. I've got saliva on my fucking monitor because I'm like, pfft. What is going on in this guy's house? What is going on in the Bet David household? You really never know what people are doing inside their own home, you know? What the fuck? I always accuse Patrick Bet David of like making stories up, but I genuinely hope this time he did make this up. This isn't. Dave Vaughn says, "Is this an interest, passion, or obsession of PBD?" Bro is yelling at us like we're the problem for not doing this. This is super. Yeah, Karma Star in the chat says more like mitzvah. Hey, no antisepticism here. No being antiseptic, but my God, I feel bad for. Okay, hold on. Let me read these comments. This is some AO. We in Goon Court for this. The court calls to the stand Patrick Bet David on the charges of what the fuck and what is bro doing? How do you plead? So you look at how I plead, right? You have two options here. Guilty, not guilty. Maybe some people is saying no contest. What does it mean, right? Wow. Thank you, man and machine. Drop 10 things, but not from me dingaling. Thank you. Appreciate that. This is the actual Birds and Bees video he showed his son instead of having a private conversation. Adam again. Does Donald Trump shower with bear? Oh my God, dude. Sorry, I had to go pee right quick. Does Donald Trump shower with Barron? Imagine this same conversation between Trump and Barron. So, Barron, whose thing is that, right? You look at something like that, such a marvelous thing. A lot of people say, Donald, sir, you have the greatest dingling. I say, I know, frankly. But that's okay, right? Where's the sound effect?
So, baby, how good was that?
Oh my God, I gotta read your comments here, you guys. Adam, even better. Did the Shah shower with Reza Pahlavi? Oh my God. You can pay 10K to have PBD explain this to your son. Also, I'm gonna count on the bingo sheet LGBT because he said that in the future somebody's gonna play with your thing and it's gonna be a girl because we gotta have some kids. So he's trying to steer them away preemptively from being gay. Knock on wood. PBD, Planned Parenthood consultant. If there's one thing that gets clipped from this stream, it's that. That was fucking insane. That's a high-level conversation. Imagine you're a little kid at your dad's waist height, and he's naked, and his dick is hanging directly at eye level with you, and you're in the shower together, and he's like, whose thing is that? This is crazy. This is actually crazy. I think when I was a, baby, maybe 3 years old was the oldest, 3 or 4 was the oldest that my parents would put me and my brother in the bathtub together. My dad never showered with me once in my fucking life. Literally never. Why would you be in the shower with your kids anyways? At home, in the shower? What's going on? What is going on? As soon as I was old enough to shower by myself, guess what? I showered by myself. Prior to that, I was having a bath by myself. And only when I was like a toddler did I have assistance of any kind. Some things are gonna come out of your jangling. This makes no sense, bro. I'm reading you guys. This guy's nuts. People's court. Order in the court. Order in the court. If it's true, he's sick. Yeah. If that's true, he's sick. If he made it up, he's still sick. I don't want to. Honestly, I need a break. Scary admission. I can't believe he thought this was a good idea. Get CPS. Oh, man. All rise. Yeah. He's not reading from a script anymore. Is this before or after the 3-hour debate dinner? Oh, my God. Fall of Rome. The fall of Rome. Patrick Bet Epstein. These are comments I'm reading. Nelson Mullins, Patrick Bet David's lawyers. These are comments that I'm reading. Everything's alleged in their opinion. Speculative. Not confirmed. This is crazy. MHSI4 says, I am raising 4 children and this is not normal. Tom Brady kisses his kids on the lips and PBD does this. I see why they're friends. Man, this keeps getting worse. Joe and Ashley Biden. What happened there? Joe and Ashley Biden? I don't even know about that. Please don't tell me anything. Controversy. Who the fuck is Ashley Biden? I know nothing about that. Okay. Mine's your mommy. I bet you can't do an impression of this one. Yeah, I don't even want to. Is this an interest, passion, obsession? Hilarious. Hilarious, Dave Vaughn. Yeah, oh my God. Imagine her having the conversation with Tom and Adam and the rest of the gym is in guys, sorry, and the rest of the guys in Valuetainment Studio. Oh man, this is different.
You're worried about this conversation? Stop it. Come on, parents. We can't be boys. We're men. Remember, we're men. We can have fun and have these types of conversation. My wife remembers that conversation. She's in the shower with, she ran out. She got so uncomfortable quick.
She was in the shower too? What's going on? The whole family was just in the shower together? Am I misunderstanding? I swear I'm not like editing this in a certain way. What?
Remember, we're men. We can have fun and have these types of conversation. My wife remembers that conversation. She's in the shower with, she ran out. She got so uncomfortable quickly. But
yeah, the kids are old enough to have that conversation, but not old enough to bathe themselves. This ain't matching, and Pat's a numbers guy, dude. Whoa, bro. My son Barron, he's just dead. What is that? This is just the Trump and Barron in the shower together is just hilarious. My dad did the decency of leaving my mom before I was born, so I didn't have to see my dad's schlong, says a stupid tourist. I mean, it shouldn't have. I mean, okay. Should he have had to leave for you to not see his schlong? Maybe you could have just not seen it. Making your kids stare at your junk is CPS worthy. And whose PP is this? And points down and says your mommy's. What the fuck, actually? Yeah, dude, what's going on? I actually don't, like, I'm uncomfortable, genuinely. Like, I don't think I've ever been uncomfortable on my own stream before. Usually this, like, I feel safe. This is a safe space for me, but what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Let's all shower together and then have a dinner at Casa D'Angelo, I guess? I don't know. There are too many numbers in that shower, yeah. Is there a water problem at PBD's house? Alex, this might be the craziest shit that I've ever like reacted to on my stream. And he's just saying this casually in the video. Streamlabs link in the chat to help fund my therapy that I'm undoubtedly going to need after this. This is, dare I continue?
But it's my job to take the lead and have that convo, or else a stranger will. And I'm going to get ahead of the stranger.
You know what? You know what? I actually would be more comfortable with a stranger, like, let's say a teacher or a counselor of some kind, or someone on the internet, like a video, for example, explaining the workings of my child's body to them. I probably would prefer that over me standing in the shower with my son naked and pointing at his privates and saying, whose pee-pee is that? And then pointing at my own and saying, that's your mommy's. What the fuck is going on?
Number 5, 4Gs. I'm going to go through these a little bit quicker and we can address these on the webinar together. You got to talk to your kids about girls.
Yeah, Yeah, that's a great point, Pat. I probably don't want a stranger talking to my kids about these topics. But let me ask you this. Is the stranger wearing clothes? PBD talks against the libs and LGBT, but he's being creepy. This one's mommy's. OD. This is OD. You bugging. Y'all got me in my New York. I'm in my New York bag now.
If you have daughters, you got to talk to them about the guys, girls or guys. Gluttony, gambling, greed. Very.
Oh my God. If this is how he's talking to his sons, I don't even want to imagine the convos he's having with his daughters.
Important to address this with them. Number 6, managing expectations. I teach them. With everybody in your life, you got to manage expectations. With girls, with friends. Say, hey, you want to use drugs? With girls, says, what are you going to do if the hottest girl on campus wants to have sex with you, but she wants you to do cocaine? I'm not going to do that, Daddy. You sure? She's hot. What if she's the hottest girl in the world?
Okay, if you're having this conversation with your child, I'm guessing they're not a child, right? Like, you wouldn't be having this conversation with anyone who's young enough to still be calling you daddy instead of dad. What the fuck?
Dad, I'm not going to do it. Are you positive? You're going to say no to her? Yes. Why? Why are you going to say no to her? That you want me to do? I'm not telling you to do the drug, but why are you going to say no to her? How are you going to have a strong willpower to say no to it? Dad, I don't know what you're doing. I'm asking you. I'm going to say no. Why are you going to say no, son? Because it's going to hurt my... So these are moments that we need to have managing expectations with everybody in our lives. In our lives. 7, addressing the tension between you. The whole thing that we talked about earlier, concerns, assumptions, motives, fears, asks. Teach them to do this with everybody in their lives. Trust me, you can teach them early. Not drifting through life. I have a list of 12 books that I want to recommend for all of you guys to leave. I will give that to you guys at the end on a PDF as well that everybody will get. But there's a certain set of books that you got to have your kids read. Number 9, beliefs to live by. We believe in leading, respecting, improving, and loving.
Yeah, great point, MHS14. I'm not even like out to talk about a dude's kids on the internet, but this is his video about fatherhood that he published publicly, and over 113,000 people have seen it as of me doing this recording. Yeah, this comment in my chat says it so well. This is so embarrassing for his boys. Their friends are going to now know they shower with their father, and this is what they go through. Truly embarrassing. This sucks. Like, whatever good points you have about being a father, in my opinion, is negated by the fact that you, number one, do this, and then made a video admitting that you do this. Like, I'm genuinely stunned.
My daughter, 5 years old, every day is required to write the word lead 10 times, the word respect 10 times.
Oh my God.
The word improve 10 times. And
literally what a guy who thinks, the daily habits of a guy who thinks this is what a successful guy would do. Literally Pat GPT. Predictive responses based on watching The Wolf of Wall Street 300 times.
And the word love 10 times. She's been doing it since she was 4. She's required to write it. I have so many of the pictures on my phone to show you. She writes it.
I don't even, dude.
And she's required to do 20 step-ups on each leg every day. Our kids have decent legs. I think you need to have strong legs. It's a different conversation. And last but not least, their career. I wish I had...
honestly, Pat, I would rather hear that conversation about the step-ups than the fucking whatever was going in the shower. He published this, by the way. I can't wait to see the comments and see if there was anything... Like, what are the comments saying? Nobody is addressing this? I'm going to scroll as far as I can go, and then I'm going to Command F and type the word shower Yeah, here one. 5519 family showers question mark. That's one comment out of like I've scrolled through probably over 100. Nobody is mentioning it. Dude, what? Nobody is talking about this. How about the 15 minutes for extracurricular activity with Jen? That's all she gets? Hilarious. Dude, what? I wanted to be done this stream like 20 minutes ago, and now I'm down a rabbit hole. Shower. One comment about shower. Oh, here. 8 days ago, you're all in the shower? Two comments about it. This video has been out for 9 days. It was posted on July 9th. Over 113,000 people have seen this video, and only 2 thought to comment about the shower. I'm stunned by this. Like I'm gonna be thinking about this for a long time. Bro, what? I actually feel bad for Tico and Dylan. Hey Alexa, play that song. Play the Kendrick song where he's like, "Hey Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father." Except change it to Dilly and Tico. Spec says, imagining some dad who's trying to be better watching this and going step by step. Oh my God, just traumatizing his kids. What the hell? Because it's all bot views. Hilarious. Yeah, out of how many comments here? 447? Wow. This is crazy shit. This is actually crazy.
3 hours. I wish I had 4 days with you, like we do at the Vault Conference, to go through this with you. Because this is the type of stuff that we talk about at the event together.
Vault Conference mentioned again.
But their career. And there's a way of having this conversation with them. And all of this stuff.
There's a way of having a conversation with your kids about their career. Step 1, take off all your clothes, get in the shower. Make sure mommy's there.
Gets to the end here about the following. Your ceiling is your kid's floor. You go up there and you win, and whatever you do, whatever level you get to, that becomes the new level for your kids. All the relationship are theirs. All the contacts are theirs.
All the relationship are theirs.
All the resources are theirs. But if you stay here, this is only the level of resources. Your ceiling is your kid's floor. So we need to raise our ceiling so our kids have a bigger upside of what they want to do with their lives. So where are we going to right now at the end? Of course, when we do a webinar like this, there's going to be an offer at the end, and I'll make it very simple for you. And we're going to make such an insane offer that everybody's probably going to want to take advantage of this, but it's not going to be for everybody. Let's get through it.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
The Vault Conference we host once a year. This is our Super Bowl. We've had The Rock at this event. We've had Tom Brady at this event, Mike Tyson. We've had
Goliath Ventures. Last year was the title sponsor. It's a Ponzi scheme.
A lot of different people at Tony Robbins, Martha, a lot of different people. This year it's Logan Paul.
Yeah. Samantha says 95% of his viewers are from Israel, where it's normal behavior. Hilarious.
Stephen Bartlett from the Diary of CEO.
Oh, yeah. Formidable foe. Formidable competition when it comes to Patrick and just being a blathering yapper. Stephen Bartlett from Diary of a CEO. Goodness gracious. Griftception. Wizards of Nothing.
From people. This year it's Logan Paul, Stephen Bartlett from the Diary of CEO. Then you have Jerry Rice and Joe Montana on Finding a Running Baits. And it's Dan Martell, which is the AI guy. He's the AI king on social media. Has had multiple exits and a great family guy and a great successful guy. The Vault Conference is the only conference you'll go to that we talk about these 5 things at the same time. Leadership, life, kids, marriage, and business. And we don't walk on eggshells. I talk everything at this event comfortably. And people who come to this event are people that share common values. And a part of you as a father and a mother, you need to find a better community yourself to go from being a boy to being a man. You need a better positive peer pressure to improve yourself. You need to create that climate. Every year, families come back with their wives. This year, we're probably going to have 4,000 husband and wives in the room together.
I see. So this is all like one big thing for Vault Conference, and he's trying to like tailor it now more to, I guess, life, general life wisdom, Tony, like a la Tony Robbins, instead of maybe he's like this year is like a simmer year for talking about business and more so talking about life and relationships, hence the guests. Logan Paul, I'm sure he's going to get on there and talk about his family. Joe Montana, Finding Your Running Mate. Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO, like, is, you know, I love the thing about Jay Shetty and Stephen Bartlett, Wizards of Nothing. You know, if you know that bit. Sorry, seems I have a little bit of a slowdown here.
Have you ever seen Jay Shetty on Stephen Bartlett? Like, Jay Shetty on Dive CEO is one of the most incredible
I can't do that.
Wizards of Nothing. It's like,
Dude, that's what they should have called it, the two
Wizards of Nothing. It's incredible. They're both like casting these word spells at each other.
Oh,
no one,
man.
for an hour and a half, no one said
word spells.
Families come back with their wives. This year, we're probably going to have 4,000 husband and wives in the room together.
Hold on. Time out. The storm is fucking with my connection. It'll stabilize. Here we go. There we go.
Here, people bring their kids now with them. 14 plus, they bring their kids with them. We have a guy that owns 20 plus McDonald's, Mark Parrish, who brings his entire family, 3 of them, 16, 14, 12. They sit right there and they're going through a 296-page manual. Altogether, the guy owns 20 plus McDonald's at $7 million a pop, $10 million a pop. And they'll sit there right there going through the whole thing together. So this year's Vault Conference is going to be August 31st through September 3rd at MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas. And which this is the first time we're going to West Coast. We typically would do it on East Coast, but this is the first time we're doing it on the West Coast at MGM Grand Arena. By the way, this is the place where Michael Jackson's had concerts, Jay-Z's had concerts, Mike Tyson bit someone's ear at this place. There's a room in the back. I'll show some of you guys on what this room is all about, where Michael Jackson would change, a change room for us. It's an incredible historic place. The relationship, the context, you as a father being inspired to take your life to the next level, we can't wait for that.
No way this video sold anybody on coming to Vault Conference. That's insane.
We all know we're one decision away from changing our lives. I hope you make that decision to do so. And for those of you guys that tuned in, I wish you know how much respect I have for you. The world's a better place because you have chosen to want to become a better father. And especially the mothers. You are the true heroes that you got the husband to get on. I respect you as well. You know who you are. If you had any questions, again, the 90-minute mastermind will be for the first 50 that go ahead and get those 2 tickets, regardless of what the ticket is. And the first hour and the first 50 are going to get that private tour with me at MGM Grand Arena. Go to vault2026.com, vault2026.com. God bless everybody. Go USA. Take care, everyone. Love you.
Oh, my God. Doing this. Spellcaster.
Yo, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, bye-bye. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can't believe you done this, Patrick. Actually, I need to, I showered right before I did this stream. I need to go have another shower. No, actually, you know what? That's going to be too triggering. It's too soon. I actually, the shower is, I need to, pause it. Yeah. Shower is definitely the wrong place. Shower is not where I need to be right now. Wow. High-level conversation in the shower. Didn't PBD say his son would be embarrassed by an AI picture of them together? Imagine this shit, right? True. Wow. That's how much people are actually listening that no one comments on it. Crazy. Well, stand by for the clips. This is insane. Are showers present on site? Yeah. Are you going to give us a tour of the shower in the MGM Arena dressing room? Wow. This is insane. This is a free sample of the Vault Conference. $60,000 to smoke a cigar in a secret room. Wow. Wow. Okay, well, join the Discord. Let's keep the conversation. Let's keep the high-level conversations going. Discord link is in the chat and the description. I don't have tickets to Vault Conference to sell you, but if you want to talk to me on Connect, alwaysmarcomerch.com. If you want to get the anti-pyramid scheme shirt, alwaysmarcomerch.com. One-on-one call with me, alwaysmarcomerch.com. Discord, free to join, of course. Streamlabs link in the chat. Alwaysmarco.vip. I forgot to plug that. The new membership site that is still free to join as of right now, but will soon be soon be fully operational and ready to start stacking them bags up to the ceiling. Okay, well, sink bath, yeah. Baby wipe bath. You know, if you order the appetizer at Casa D'Angelo, you get access to their family shower. And with that, I'm out. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, my God. What an absolute mess. What a mess. Rob, take us out of here.